professional. No, goddamn it, you're muted. What endearing, it's iconic. Cheese breaks, faith breaks, staying hydrated. It's Shorty time. She's a fucking delight. Trial watching, trials and tribulations. It's Camp Shorty calling all nations. What are you drinking? Shall we skip this part? Left or right-handed? Shit, she slid it to the start. She's a fucking professional. No, goddamn it, you're muted. What endearing, it's iconic. Cheese breaks, faith breaks, staying hydrated. It's Shorty time. She's a fucking delight. Psychology corner. Let's learn about stuff. New Miss Shorty music. Calling their bluff. Best chat, best community. We've got the best minds. A safe, supportive sanctuary full of fun and love. Rock out with your cats out. Curse all you want. And here at Camp Shorty, we even say cut. She's a fucking professional. You're goddamn it, you're muted. What endearing, it's iconic. Cheese breaks, faith breaks, staying hydrated. It's Shorty time. She's a fucking delight. Hey, Shorties, what's doing, y'all? Get in here, Shorties. Let's fucking go. Camp Shorty. Camp Shorty. Camp Shorty. Camp Shorty.
Hey, chat. Hey, shorties. Huzzah. Good to see you. New background. Who this? Who's here? Kathy's here. Woo! I'm not muted. Don't say that I'm muted. Joey, I'm not muted. Maybe you're muted. For the love of God. Hey, did we do all right in that last stream? It's a little bit rusty. It's a lot of tabs, man. But I think Joey and I work quite well together, right? I think we do. Hi, Princey. Shun One's here. Not late for once, she says. Not me saying that. That's Shun. Good to see you, ma'am. Motion to scream. What the fuck? Nick's here. Princey's here, of course. Been catching up on Justice Served. Yes. Good. They're great. Aren't they great? So good. You know, Missy told me that that she'd never heard Michael Bryant swear before, say the curse words. And he said, Miss Shorty, or maybe Lisa, I can't remember. Can I just say you're a fucking delight? So if I can make some sort of professional man say fucking delight, I think it's a win, isn't it? Hi, Reese. Good to see you. Here, present. Great trip over, says Patricia. Good. I'm glad you all made it safely. Colors must have had to take the train. That's fine. I did start a couple of minutes early, though, because, you know, why not? Hi, Kathy. Again, I'm not, but thank you for your concerns, sir. No need to stress me.
You are unmuted.
You all did excellent. Consider, you know what, Mr. Joey, like he said, I can chop you up I can do a countdown for you. Like, and I'm like, cool. Thank you. Thank you so much, Joey. I love you so much. Murderous postal cheese from Boston. That's how much I love you. And then, thanks, Princey. And then he was like, I couldn't chop it up. My CapCut skills are shit. I'm like, that's okay. We don't even need them. And he goes, no, we need them. I will do it. And they looked amazing. So that's really cool. Druid Fluid. Hi, good to see you. Love. Steph's here. The party can start. Sick. Love. Good. Colors did make it. Amber, how dare you? I was assaulted in the portal and ended up in Yugoslavia. Yikes. The chemistry is awesome. Yeah, I really like Linda and Michael, and we will be doing regular stuff with Justice Serve TV. If you're not already subscribed to Justice Serve TV, you really should be. They're lovely, and they're both attorneys. And Linda was the defense attorney in the first Phil Spector trial, which ended in a hung jury. So against Alan Jackson, mind you, yes. They're both still practicing attorneys. Michael is less in the courtroom. Michael and Linda both used to be on Law and Crime, and they started Justice Serve TV a few months ago. Ooh, I don't like the sound of the thunder. If you were here last weekend when we had a power outage, not even stressful. Not even stressful. It was a little bit stressful. Joey nailed it. He's so clever. But we're here today. And you know what? I feel like today there's going to be no power outage. Touch wood. Matilda's here. She's lurking. Yes. Good. Cheese. Honestly, you don't need to bring cheese. Anybody. Nobody worry about bringing cheese. I have a lot of cheese. I have 4 pounds of cheese minus a gigantic bite that Matilda very kindly screenshotted. It's hilarious. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, Joey sent me in the mail 4 pounds of like gourmet delicious cheese. Not, what am I supposed to say? Aldi cheese. Justice Serve. Thank you, Princey. There they are. Justice Serve TV. Get on. Rising seas lift all ships. Their mod Missy is a big Shorty fan. Missy is more than just their mod. She's their producer. Do you know that Missy also timestamps all their stuff as well? Like, yikes, she works very fucking hard. Lifetime supply of cheese, practically. I had cheese for dinner last night. It was delicious. All I ate yesterday was cheese. No, I lie. I had Vegemite toast for breakfast. Steph. Before we do a little bit of talking here. Hi, welcome. Thanks for coming. You all know that. Replay crew, hi. We could maybe timestamp where I get to the point or not. This is fun. Come along, walk and talk. Steph, when you get your parcel, your package, your New Year's raffle prize that I posted yesterday, the day before, Friday, don't just dig into the Vegemite willy-nilly, okay? I mean, you can. It's very salty. I'll need to give you some tips on how best to do it, to eat it. It's good in cooking also. People, I hear people sometimes put Vegemite into their, for example, their bolognese. Gee, my regrowth's starting to look like I'm going bald. Hey, replay crew, if you would like to watch the live chat in replay and you're on your handheld device, a tablet or your iPhone or a phone, all you need to do is swipe left on the comment tab and it will give you the option for live chat instead of comment. Feel free to leave a comment too. Helps get our content out into the algorithm so more people see it. We have fun times, important conversations. We learn, we get a bit feral. It's a whole vibe. Did I see Shelley's here? Timestamp of this part is cheese. Yes. Pokemomo. Funny, Shelley, you were Pokemon for years, right? And then for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you were Pokemomo, and every single time I see your name, I still want to say Pokemomo. It's great. Steph says she might pee a little bit like an excited puppy. Pee away from the jar of Vegemite. It's the biggest jar of Vegemite you can buy, by the way. So if you don't like it, maybe use it to polish your boots or something. Do you have boots? That. I had Vegemite and hummus on toast. That sounds delicious. Do you know what I have for lunch every day, if mostly every day at work, at peasant work, Laura? I have cheese, lettuce, and Vegemite sandwiches on wholemeal multigrain bread. So good. I have about this much lettuce. So good. So good. She's been in training for Vegemite. Wow. Thin spread of Vegemite is novice level. Right? Laura, thank you. I feel like you and I are like very much on the same wavelength. I love that. Comment on Miss Shorty's music. Yes, comment on everything. Oh, on Miss Shorty's music, we're going to the royal we. It is. It's we. Team Shorty. We us are starting a Miss Shorty music channel because I'm prolific and not everybody wants to see it. Although you know what, I actually get 1 to 3 subscribers off many of my songs, so that's kind of cool. Sounds so yummy. It is. So much lettuce. Vegemite kills mouth ulcers. Oh no, Steph, there's butter. When I'm making my toast tomorrow morning, I'll take a photo and send it to you. I have an obscene amount of butter. I fucking love butter. Not margarine, real butter. I use I have Lurpak butter, which is like softish butter, but not unsalted, although you probably could do unsalted with Vegemite because it's very salty. Lashings of butter, and then a scrape of Vegemite, and then you can tentatively add in more Vegemite if you like. Nick, that's not how we can't have those kind of comments because Steph, you are a novice. Yes. You do have to start somewhere. Yes. Shanwan, interesting. So you like the yeast extract minus the spices. Fair. Butter, much. Real butter, yes. As much real butter, because real butter can be very hard, right? This one, timestamp this part about called Vegemite. Real butter can be extremely hard. So if you can get a butter, they're not blends. You know the slightly softer ones in tubs? I don't know what you've got in the States. You guys have probably got like bright yellow butter. Like, well, no offense, Americans, but hey, hi, Britt. My mouse keeps fading. Hi, Britt, as she cups her hand. Yes. Do you know what I like to do? I actually eat butter as a snack. I try not to these days, but when I'm making my toast, I scoop a bit. I wouldn't lick the knife, and so good. Butter is just cheese is just deliciously flavored butter. Butter and cheese are like right up here for me, upper echelon shit, right? Timestamp could be Vegemite and butter. Yep. Do you know Amber made butter? That's why on the website she's called Amber. Well, she's called Amber, but one of her titles is chef. Not sure whether making butter is chef, but she just needs butter. Butter is important to Amber and to all of us. Exactly, Laura. People watching on replay are like, what? Where? This is about betrayal, not Vegemite and butter. Same. The betrayal I feel from Nick saying that Vegemite is from Satan's bottom. I'm concerned.
Well,
It's not a deal breaker, but I'd like to know. Thank you.
Actually, Nick, that is a deal breaker. For the love of God, whose butt hurt? Nobody. Vegemite betrayal. Hey, make it merch. The list is the limit does not exist. Cheese in a can in America. Yes, random. They don't like real food over there. They prefer except for Joey with his murder cheese. Shall we get to the point? Ugh, the point. Wait. Hi, life artist. Good to see you. I love seeing all of our friends coming in. We're talking about Vegemite, butter, and by proxy cheese also because they're like it's like cheese, lettuce, and tomato. No, because tomato isn't Vegemite. I don't know if we should be saying squirt and whipped cream in the same sentence. That's not real cheese though, right? Is it called cheese in a can? What do people use it for? What do people use canned cheese for? Where do you put that? Is that sploshing? Because that's weird. No kink shaming. Maybe. I don't know. Vegemite, thanks, Sav. You came in a little bit after the conversation, but 10-10, agree. We timestamp it still. Glazed donuts. Wait, what? You put spray cheese on Glazed donuts. Okay, so cheese whiz. Yes, I've heard of that. Squirt directly in mouth. What the fuck? How would that be if Mr. Takapina squirt? Wow, when you say Takapina and the word squirted after it makes a really interesting conjunction. Would you like for Mr. Takapina to squirt canned cheese whiz in your mouth? It's just a suggestion. I know, I'm an ideas girl. No, cheese is food product. Government cheese whiz. I feel like that's slander on government cheese, but okay, fair. Is not cheese on anything. Wait. On anything. Flex back on anything. Oh, you're not in trouble, Sav. I just meant to say, yes, we concur. And did you have to do an interview? Like be the interviewer? Yes. Or interviewing? Did I get the job? Yikes. Crackers, pizza, whatever, if you like it. Right. Somebody needs to send me some spray cheese. Please, God, Missy Mayhem, please do not clip this bit and send it to Mr. Flexback Takapina, please. Yes. Okay. Well, good. How did it go? Did they get the job? Nick's appalled again. Stop. And I even got rid of the stop emote. No shade on Judge Arnold, but we had a finite number of emotes available to us, and I wanted and needed to return the free Karen Reid and the Justice for Officer John O'Keefe emotes into the members only. So it's actually not cheese. No, of course not. Motion is he's a married man. Aren't they all, Prince Lover? Betrayal. That's a great segue. Oh, I've got a big pimple on my forehead. It's great. I appreciate wearing a hard hat every day of my life. Cute. How has chat got here already, Nick? Nick, this is where we are. We're on live number 5 of Camp Shorty, and all decorum is out the window, and that's what we like. Shall we play a song to cleanse the palate? Because motherfuckers hate the songs in the Karen Reid stuff. Even if I played free Karen Reid, they would have hated it. And I don't even care. Like, that's fine. No music, no variety show, no musical interlude. All we're having is serious free Karen Reid stuff. And if you fuck up the fucking timestamps, Lisa, we're leaving as well. Okay, bye. Miss me. What should we listen to? Still not all of them on here. I'm going to have a look. I'm going to come back. I'll give you a minute. Give us a vote. Something we haven't listened to lately, perhaps, or it might be something we have listened to. I almost want to play Music Is Not a Weapon. It's fucking hilarious. And it is about, you know what? I'm not even checking the votes. Music is not a weapon because you know why? Betrayal. Let me lay the groundwork for this one. One became made aware of in real time comments about me, oneself, in another Discord server. Not that we have Discord, but another one. That was quite slanderous and like shocking. And so me, hi, Miss Shorty, it's me, I'm one, decided to turn the transcript of these screenshots of this delightful conversation into a song. It's kind of a great song. These people are disgusting. Shall we listen to it? Yes. Good. Deal.
But hear me out, anyone laugh really hard when they heard the title of one video in particular that was in really silly font. And it was like, we need to talk about rape, because I sure as fuck did. She's the best graphic designer in the world, or was that just me who heard that every day? Adam, she called you her production assistant. She did? Yes. I'm just like, if anyone walked up to me and screamed that in my face, please don't, that's assault. That makes me more mad than anything. You think the milkshake song pissed me off? Oh no, I'm gonna call you my production assistant now. No, what are we gonna do? No, but really, can we make it merch? Production assistant. She called me a very talented lyricist. She called me a cunt. She's a talentless piece of shit that preys on people's trauma for money and clout. The bitch needs to be put down. I love when True Crime Society says never dirty, delete. And I picture myself on the channel screaming, burn it down, flush the drugs. Motion to tell Aussie Insider I will kill myself if she doesn't buy Ernie makeup. I think you were taken for a ride by someone who wants a green card. Green card is the going low. I'm starting to feel that way. Shit, so she's just an idiot. Yeah, just a dumbass with a big old heart. LOL. She's not as smart as she lets on, and I'm sucked back in. She's a lot meaner than she lets on. Facts. Not happening, not happening. None of this will ever happen. Music is not a weapon. The bitch needs to be put down. Well, to be fair, I'm not gonna dog her too hard because she did drugs and has mental illness. So she could be very bright and just going through some unhinged, psychotic, feral shit. And maybe one day she could be better, but for now she's just somebody that I used to know. Not happening, not happening. None of this will ever happen. Music is not a weapon. Also, I'm serious. If she and Adam make up, and if she apologizes and acts nice, I'm not against anyone changing, taking accountability, making amends. Not happening, not happening. None of this will ever happen. Music is not a weapon. Well, let's hope they, no matter what, she gets help, gets better, and gets some enjoyment out of life besides being a raging cunt to some of us. Adam, let me dream. It's a fucked up dream, but go for it. This is where I come back and it gets fucking good. A bit middle school. I hope she gets some good mental health support. Tits and glasses, bit middle school. I had to secretly watch and avoid chatting. A bit middle school. I am not naive or a fence sitter. No, you are not. Is this new beef or from a while back? I get unhinged with my family being attacked. Sexiest man alive. I love you, brother Adam. Not happening. Not happening. None of this will ever happen. Music is not a weapon. Amber and Kat got blocked immediately. Hi Amber, you should not have been silenced. Not happening. Not happening. The bitch needs to be put down.
Cute, huh? Aren't they lovely folk? I love that. The last bit was excerpts from a chat. The last bit from the shenanigans conversation was this is where I come back and it gets fucking good. That was Dawn Marie who said that. Lovely lady. Hi, Dawn Marie. So that, very fitting, I think. Great song, huh? It's actually really good. I agree. When I heard it for the first, I hadn't listened to it for a while, and I listened to it yesterday, and I got very angry and upset, the betrayal of it all. And then I screamed it at the top of my lungs, and I felt better. It's a great song. Oh, the memories, right? It's cute. I love that for us. Shall we get into the topic? Tits and my glasses. Cute, huh? They fixate on my tits and my glasses and my lips and my 4-inch cleavage. By the way, how dare you? It's at least 6 inches, but fine. Yeah. Nick, there is a lot going on in that song. It's a transcription. I didn't write any of it. I'd left out maybe 1 or 2 snippets of that complete conversation. It was almost in chronological order. The participants in that conversation were Olivia Spencer, Adam Levi Boyd, Ernie Birdie, Turd Ferguson, what's her name? Midi Chalorian, whatever. I don't watch Star Wars, however you say it. and honorable mention to Dawn Marie at the end, and then and some chatters from the Oblivious Benson chat. Cool, huh? I love that. Love, love, love. Hi, Heather. You just missed Music Is Not a Weapon. Good to see you. So, shall we watch a bit of Dr. Ramani? So this is kind of cool. Here's what I love about this one with Dr. Ramani. Yes, and the bitch needs to be put down. Obviously, that was Adam. Adam also didn't like the Thirsty song. I don't know. I think it's a good one. Joey loves it. I think they're all good, and that's fine. And then it was Turd that when Amber and Kat came into OB's chat, and it was just after when Amber and Kat tried to rampage into our let's talk about what actually happened live stream, and they came in, and I talked to them, and then I blocked them. Bye, miss me, not about you two. Yes, macrame Chameleon, thanks, cheers. Merch. And then Amber came into Amber KR, not our Amber, to be clear. Amber KR, different Amber. Came into that chat, and the first line was that they were silenced immediately. And then, hi, Amber, you should not have been silenced. Boom. So good. Like, it's life. It's life. If you can get around the fact that they hate me, which is fine, whatever. Let them, right? Let them. Cool song, though. Okay, what was I saying? Dr. Ramani. Focus. Dr. Ramani in this one, it's actually an online seminar. So she's a lot more personable. She's more real. I think you're going to really enjoy this. I think you're really going to enjoy this. I know I did. We'll take breaks. We'll take breaks. The best part is it's just one tab. I now only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs up the top of my thingy thing. Just a reminder, and this is not a grift. Maybe it is. Anybody who, if you become a member, gift memberships or membership, super chat, super sticker, buy me a coffee, or PayPal. Yes, we now have PayPal. PayPal.me/Camp Shorty. We'll go in the draw, and it's a very small draw at the moment. You're almost guaranteed to win. Anything of your choice off the new Miss Shorty merch store. Yes, and second and third prize winners will get stickers or a magnet. And every weekend we'll be doing that. Not the anything every weekend. Once a month, anything off the website. Every other weekend, stickers or a magnet. Boom. Are we on the screen? I hope so. Dr. Ramani. Oh, and she explains why sometimes she coughs and clears her throat. In fact, let me let Dr. Ramani tell you.
Birthday, so it's a good year. So anyhow, let's talk about
fuck
friends.
Oh, what happened there?
Doing it intentionally, like,
Jesus,
I'm gonna have to take care of myself.
Standard. Hi, it's me.
Hi everyone. We're going to talk about betrayal, which is sort of a heavy topic for a Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening.
Night.
Today's actually my mom's birthday. She is the OG survivor. She's not here. I was just checking to make sure I sent her a birthday cake.
Pause. Joey's been banned from the strip club, by the way, so don't rely on Joey to rain green. No cane rain. Thank you, Shun One. Gorgeous girl. You're going on the fucking list. Yes. Welcome new members. Wait, let me get my pen. This book. Wow. Do you know the funniest thing about this book? We'll get into Dr. Ramani in a second. The one time I knocked my glass of wine over, and it went all over my notepad. So every time I use this notebook, which has got llamas on the front, obviously. A llama. No prob llama. Every time I'm like, fuck, I spilled all my wine that time. Devastating. Wait, here's the thing. Shunned one. Okay. I have to have a better system. It's not this. But shall we? Dr. Ramani, it's her birthday. Her mother's birthday. Happy birthday. Mom Ramani. Look, she's got glasses on. I love her. When was this from? 1 year ago. It's had almost 500,000 views. Must be good.
From the grocery store. So everyone just sort of sends some birthday love mom's way. She's the reason I'm sitting here, because I don't know that this work would be so passionately driven if it had not been part of my story. So send mama some love. We didn't think she was even going to make it to this birthday. So it's a good year. So anyhow, let's talk about betrayal.
Oh, good.
Not such a
Bang,
good year.
one. Excellent.
I want to start by saying that, first of all, welcome to this free event. I know some of you aren't. I'm Dr. Ramani.
Yes, we know you.
Myself. I know this isn't just our healing program, which is usually our seminar. So for those of you who usually don't hear me in these workshops and programs, welcome. I hope you find today to be very, very helpful, and that we are able to bring some things. Let me move my little fancy mic in there, and so you can hear me.
Wait. So
I'm hoping you find today useful on what's a very difficult topic, which I'm hoping.
I love this because she said she needed to pull her mic into shot in so we could hear her properly. But actually, it's so that we can see her. It's Not You marketing thing for her book, which incidentally I have bought, and it's audiobook on Audible, narrated by Dr. Ramani. I haven't started it yet. And this video isn't going to be this long because about the last maybe 40 minutes is her sort of spruiking the book, but we'll watch a bit of it. It's kind of nice to see her being less polished and more just a bit more shorty. Yeah.
Hoping to give you some kind of information on. And, I think that one of the things I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be sharing stories. One of the hardest things about going through narcissistic abuse is that we honestly, until we sort of start unearthing it, we think we're the only person who's going through it. They're like, nobody else is in this whack of situation. All my friends are functioning well. Nobody's getting betrayed like this. No one's got parents like mine. No one's in a job like mine. We really get into those places, and that's very, very normal. Okay. So one of the things that I want to just really highlight is how important it is. And I'm going to be sharing true stories today, which obviously I've stripped every detail from, so you wouldn't know who these are, but these are true stories I'll be sharing today, because I personally believe that one of the most important parts of healing, especially from betrayal and from narcissistic abuse, is hearing other people's stories for no other reason, not so you can say, oh my gosh, their story was worse than mine, but rather that you can see that things like betrayal show up in so many forms.
Pause. I've said for the longest time that betrayal is the worst, most devastating treatment experience one can ever be dealt. It's just devastating. And betrayal can come in many forms. It doesn't have to be romantic relationship betrayal. I mean, we just listened to Music Is Not a Weapon. That right there was the most sickening betrayal for me. I mean, I knew they were kind of saying stuff about me, but to see it in writing and to see the level of vile depravity of what in particular Adam was saying about me, like wild. That's betrayal. Betrayal is hard. So Dr. Ramani is going to talk about how we can overcome betrayal, becoming whole again after betrayal. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've linked this in the description box. Let me check while we press play.
We're not the only ones going through it, because really the goal here is that we stop thinking that we're responsible for this. We are never responsible for our own betrayal. So can we sit with that for a minute? And
that's awkward. I didn't put anything in the description box, and it's got the generic default description, which is kind of fitting, to be honest. I'll add in a few more bits and pieces. It's outdated, by the way. Oh, look, we've climbed back up to 7.19 thousand subscribers. We're going to claw our way back from the decimation that's occurred over the last 3 weeks.
Repeat it at home. If we were all in a room, we'd all be saying it together. We are never responsible for our own betrayal. I need you to hold on to that, because
speaking of holding on to, I can't remember the last time I got a hug. Years, Sav. No wonder I'm so bitter and horrible.
Part of healing from betrayal is understanding that fully. Okay. And we're going to be revisiting that and all the stories we have today. And again, I want to just say a couple of things. This is because this is a free seminar. We have many more people attending than we usually would. We don't have comments enabled.
We're here.
Because I would probably get overwhelmed at all. And so would you. So, but if you have questions about tech.
Did you hear that? She just said she doesn't have the chat enabled because she'd probably get a little bit overwhelmed, and so would we. She might even stray off topic. Huh.
Something's not working right on this, please put them in the Q&A. My team, Kelly, Irene, and Zaide, who always are sort of helming the battle stations here, they will be able to answer any of those questions. And at the end, it might even be some time, I'll be able to take a look at some of your questions too, and stuff might come up as I'm talking about this, right? You know, as we, I think when I think about the word betrayal, some of you, especially those in the United States, might have watched the TV show Betrayal. I was fortunate to be a part of that project, and it was Jen Faison's story of betrayal.
Hi, Vix. Good to see you.
You know, I'm going to be talking about some other stuff, programs we have to offer, and Jen's part of one of them. Jen Faison's story of betrayal. I'm not going to tell it to you because I would actually go listen to her podcast or watch her series or listen to something we're going to sort of connect you with too. It's probably one of the worst stories of betrayal I've ever heard. And I think it's very interesting to sort of hear what the worst case looks like and how a person plays that out. But there were elements of her story, right, which were very unique in the sense that there was a strange sort of justice in her story. And one of the things I'm going to touch on today is this idea of betrayal and injustice, that many times the betrayer gets away with it. So I do want to, I'm going to come back to that point at the very end of what we're talking about. So as we go through this program, I want you to just sort of, if you have a piece of paper in front of you or a device or even just in your own mind, I just want you to reflect on what the first word that comes to mind when you think of the word betrayal is. Just sit for a minute and just free associate, right?
Chat. What's the first word that comes to mind for you when you think of betrayal? Sorry, I'm chewing. Salami. Salami and Roma tomatoes. Delicious. I didn't get cheese. I've already clearing my throat enough. So what's the word that comes to mind? First word when you think of betrayal. I think I'm going to type mine in the chat. Salami is betrayal. Is it betrayal on cheese? Snacks, always. I can't be sitting here eating a sandwich, although if I was, I would be eating a cheese, lettuce, and Vegemite sandwich. Grief. Ex-husband. Cheese snacks. Nope. Shock. I didn't type that. I think that was Matilda. But heartbreak from Matilda. Grief from Brit. I said devastation. Pain. First word is surely yikes. Excuse my throat clearing. Let me just do it. Apple cider vinegar, you say, Brit, for phlegm. Cheese phlegm. Yikes. Yes, so let's carry on.
And even as I did that right in this moment, and I've been living betrayal for weeks as I prepared this, the first word that came to my mind personally was lie. It'd be curious to know what yours were, but like I said, just put it in the Q&A. And then the other thing to reflect on, obviously to not share, but to reflect on yourself. If you're here, you've been betrayed. I don't know that the topic would be interesting to you otherwise. Anyone who's ever been in a narcissistic relationship has been betrayed. That's definitional, right? So you can even think about what have been the primary betrayals and how have these shaped you? How do they affect how you go through the world? And really sit with that too.
So Dr. Ramani, obviously this might be, or I presume it's obvious, this may well be a little triggering for you. Thank you, Princey. We're on the same wavelength. So if it does feel a bit much and you need to step away and come back, or step away and not come back, that's okay. You don't even need to tell us you're going if you don't want to. Laura says, betrayed me, ex-husband, betrayed me on the night my mother died and didn't even hug me when I got home from the hospital is the one I think of first. Yeah, wow. That is betrayal because he betrayed his role to you as your partner and your person, right? He wasn't your comfort. That's awful. I'm so sorry, Laura. Well, Dr. Ramani is going to give us some tips. I honestly, I have a list as long as your arm about betrayal, varying degrees, the number of times, the number of people. You know, I'd probably say the biggest betrayal for me would be my parents disowning me, walking away. That's betrayal, right? Heavy, heavy shit. I think we all have a betrayal story. I could think of much smaller ones. My offsider who I had at work, I thought of him as my son. I loved him dearly, Luca. We worked together for a year. I trained him up from being a 19-year-old weed smoking. He's autistic, but he was a nightmare. He was untrained. He was a blank canvas, but he had already had habits of sitting down and just, he was hard work. We got to a point after a year of working, worked so well together, and he used to push my buttons and because I think I gave him a lot of allowances because I loved Luca as a son. And I loved working with him. We got along like a house on fire. We clicked. But it turned out, long story short, that he was trash talking me to the crew I still work with. There's one different crew member, but the guys that do the work, and absolutely betraying my confidence that weren't me bitching about the crew. It was me giving him motherly kind of advice about how best to navigate through the dynamics of that crew and the social stuff within the crew. Devastating, all kinds of betrayal. Let's keep going.
Sorry, those of you who don't know Dr. Ramani don't know she has a chronic cough. So
Me too.
then I'm going to tell you something interesting that came up as I prepared this presentation. I was sitting in the bathroom or something like that, scrolling through my phone, and I came across an article in People magazine, which is a very populist magazine. It's meant to sort of cater to everyone, whomever. It's not a fancy magazine or anything.
That's
And-
Daisy.
Mm.
Dr. Ramani, drink all the water you need.
In this article, it was a story about a man who had cheated on his wife. And this article was a feel-good story about how they came back from it and they're better than ever together. And we're so happy, even though he cheated on me.
This is a toxic positivity free zone. If you're not sure what that means, there is a live stream on it in maybe the Let's Talk playlist. I don't know. Toxic positivity is that shit. It's not allowing someone else or yourself to validate and sit in the bad shit for just a little while, not to wallow in it, but to be validated by acknowledging, hey, that's fucked. That's a shitty situation. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. And not saying, but hey, it could be worse. But hey, at least yada, yada, yada. But hey, you're just going through a rough patch at the moment. We don't do that. We stop after, I'm so sorry. That must have been really hard. I'm here for you. Nothing else. You can say later on, it's a rough patch. I guarantee you the person in the rough patch is going to want to punch your fucking head in. But it's a societal thing that people tend to feel uncomfortable with others and their own discomfort and pain and hardship, and want to sweep it under the rug. We have that stiff upper lip thing that's a carryover from the war years, First and Second World War, where chin up, everything's going to be fine. It could be worse. Yeah, but then how does that make me feel right now in the worst of it? Don't tell me it could be worse. Don't tell me it's going to be better, because right now I'm going through it, and that's okay. Toxic positivity, hard no. Hard no. If you're not sure, talk to me about it offline. We can talk, because it's eye-opening when you realize how damaging toxic positivity can be to others and also to yourself.
And I was so frustrated. Listen, good for you. I'm happy for you. I'm always happy when people are happy.
You know what we're going to do there?
But those kinds of stories are what...
Sorry, Dr. Ramani, but it's like it would be an opportunity squandered if I was not to scroll through 600 quadrillion fucking things to say.
I mean,
This.
good for them. I'm happy. But I just want to make sure that I am still held in the highest esteem of the system. It's not a deal breaker, but I'd like to know. Thank you.
Or what mess with the heads of people who go through narcissistic relationships, right? Because the betrayals you go through in a narcissistic relationship aren't the same as a somewhat decent person who has an indiscretion, who might have gotten married too young, where there's an attempt to have a repair, because that happens, right? I don't think the relationship ever goes back to the same if there's infidelity. I don't think it ever returns to what it was. I think a lot of people get to the other side. The dynamics change. I don't think it's the same for everyone. But I think once I read that article, I thought, shit, if somebody who was going through narcissistic abuse and was cheated on and read this article, I was so concerned about people saying, what's wrong with me? Maybe I'm unforgiving, all of that. So we're going to get to that, because no, you're not. And articles like this, you never read articles in People magazine about somebody who was wronged and wronged and wronged and wronged, because that's not so feel good. So I'm going to come back to that point too. So again, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share some stories of betrayal, right? And part of what today is about is I don't want you to feel alone in this. So let me just share with you. And I had to actually went back and I was looking at notes I had made over the many, many, many years of doing this.
Chat, I'm just going to drop into the chat the link to that toxic positivity live we did. I feel like it probably wasn't my best work. It's a bit of a throwback. It's got the old intro video, music by, my old songwriter, and video by ALB. But good-ish episode, a good starting point. We probably do another one because it's so important. I feel very strongly. I will set down those fucking boundaries when anybody ever flicks toxic positivity at me. I'll be like, yeah, that's not going to happen. I usually give it a pass once or twice, but the third time I'm going to be like, okay, so no, have you heard of the term toxic positivity? I think I think Nick might have got that one from me once. Am I right, Nick? I feel like I probably did. I'm not backwards in coming forwards. I won't stand for toxic positivity. It's so damaging. It's so damaging. I believe that the bulk of depressive bouts, depression and anxiety, not the bulk, a big portion, stem from people in our lives devaluing and undermining our lived experiences by insisting for their own comfort that we move along and be put on a happy face. Positive vibes only. It's the fucking worst, man. Positive vibes are important, but not positive vibes only. Because sometimes acknowledging that shit is bad right now and that's okay, and sitting with that person or sitting with yourself in that moment, that's what is needed. Enough with the chin up. There's good shit going on. Yeah, right now it doesn't feel like it. I'm not talking about me right now. Right now there is a lot of good stuff. I'm just saying I've been there many times. So being aware of what toxic positivity is and being mindful and trying to retrain oneself. Think about parents' generation. It's not good manners. It's not the done thing to talk about the bad stuff, the heavy stuff, the difficult stuff. We're keeping up with the Joneses. We put on a brave face and we soldier on, right? Fuck that. Fuck it. Oh, now my mouse died. That would have been the perfect place to press play. Fuck.
Doing this work. So here are some of the stories of betrayal I've worked with folks on in a clinical arena. And all these people did get to the other side, but it was one hell of a bumpy road. So here's one. The guy who repeatedly denied cheating on his wife, and even her own friends gaslighted her, telling her, oh my gosh, you're lucky you're married to such a good person. And one of that group of her friends, who she really relied on for support, and was actually the one who really was sort of a champion of the husband, slept with this woman's husband.
Yeah,
so she got a double betrayal out of that one. Then there was a person.
Princey, yes, you do. That's not the point, right? When you're going through it, that doesn't make any difference at all. Like you can in a separate conversation, you know full well that having a husband who loves you is an amazing thing. They're not. One doesn't necessarily change the other, right? The number of times when I was homeless, jobless, alone, friendless, that one well-meaning person would go, on social media usually, you're just going through a rough patch, man. This is just a tough patch in your life. I'm like, yeah, no fucking shit. Right? Anyway, so many, I mean, we can do another stream on toxic positivity.
Person I worked with whose brother, and he thought they had a close relationship, and he would actually really vehemently defend his brother to other people. And he also, they lived they lived in different parts of the country far away. So, and the brother lived
Steph, I know you're being facetious. That's not toxic positivity. That's just a fact.
near the parents. So he trusted his brother to manage the parents' financial affairs. The brother, who was ragingly narcissistic, I'd say in this case, maybe psychopathic, not only financially abused the parents, both of whom were quite ill. So they just were too tired, almost like too exhausted to make decisions. Like one had dementia. He also weaseled his way into the family trust, was able to take the brother's entire inheritance, which the brother was hoping to use to be able to support a child who needed some of his help. And then and the brother, again, double betrayal. Not only the financial betrayal, triple betrayal.
Toxic positivity can come in much smaller, less impactful, but equally impactful situations. Doesn't have to be, oh, you're homeless, you're addicted to meth, you've got no job, you've got no family, you've got no friends, you've lost everything, and someone goes, it's just a rough patch. Toxic positivity could come from, I had a really shitty day today. At work, and your significant other or whatever goes, oh, well, tomorrow's a brand new day. Yes, it is, but that's not the point. I had a shitty day today. It could be, I'm struggling with, I don't know. I'm struggling with the fact that my house is like a squat. It's disgusting. It's a dive. It's a hot box. It's cracked tiles, holes in the wall, no window furnishings I have and coverings. I have cardboard boxes along all the windows in the hot weather and to keep the light out while I'm streaming. And someone might say to me, oh, but at least you've got a roof over your head. No fucking shit, man. Doesn't make where I live great. So toxic positivity can be about small things too, and equally kind of undermining and diminishing and minimizing.
Financial betrayal.
Let's talk about betrayal.
Watching the betrayal of the elderly parents. And then the brother, fighting out your brother, just was able to steal everything and actually turn the parents against him. So at the very end, this person was actually a very kind person, was even asked not to come to the funeral by all the extended family and friends. He was able to sort of turn around against this person because, again, that whole family and extended family all lived far away. Let me give you another one. Worked with a guy whose wife, I work with the wife. Okay. So in this case, it was a guy. The wife had been struggling to take care of two older parents, and she had always tried to be very, very supportive of the husband's career. And his career required travel from time to time as the nature of the work he did. He was a clear-cut, vulnerable narcissist. No two ways about it. And he would always complain, my life isn't fair. My life isn't fair. He was very passively, aggressively competitive with her. It's interesting because she didn't get to go all the fancy places, but she was very, very smart. So in a way, it's like when she opened her mouth, like he was put to shame. So there's this passive aggressive competition he'd have with.
Here's what I wondered watching this sidebar. Dr. Ramani we watch Dr. Ramani do hour-long videos more. We've seen her do hour-and-a-half videos. I've never seen her take a drink of water. And it was only that one last weekend where she had a bit of a cough and I wondered if she'd had cheese. And in this one, she's taken all the water. How does she manage? How does her throat not get scratchy when she's doing her normal things? Maybe she has some sort of throat lubricant. Cheese whiz, perhaps.
Have with her. And he was also resentful that he felt other people had all these opportunities he didn't have. He ended up taking what's called a fellowship, where they give you money to do your work. He took a fellowship in another country, and the wife, who was very trauma bonded to this husband, supported him because she thought, well, maybe this will bring him around. Maybe he will change. Maybe he will become nicer. And so she supported that. So she kept their household running. He went to another country. She took care of their pets. She was running herself ragged, not only also working, but also managing her sick parents. She was doing it all alone. And then I think it was like on that, you know how you have the cloud and things pop up on iPads and all that other stuff. She found out that he had been maintaining sort of a digital, like online kind of affair with a woman for 2 years, and the fellowship was going to put him geographically closer to her.
For starters, digital is a bad word. It's on the semi-banned list. It's fine. Felt dirty. Love her glasses. 10/10. Song break soon.
This woman had even underwritten the cost. The client, the wife, had even underwritten some of the costs of some of these trips. Like she'd pay for the airfare because some of the fellowships didn't have enough money. That allowed him.
Princey, we're not watching the whole video. The least at last 40 minutes is spruiking the book in a good way, talking about the free stuff you get if you buy the book. We're not watching that because we don't need to spruik. Hi, Lynn. Good to see you. Oh, I'm responding to this. I didn't put it on the screen, so it was a bit random.
Him to even initially meet this woman he ended up having this more like electronic affair with, right? So she felt not only betrayed, but she felt foolish that she's like, oh my gosh, I paid for this guy to not only go follow his foolish dreams, but so he could go find the person he would betray me with. Okay. Then another one, I'm full of them. Let me tell you, this has been an interesting 2 weeks. There was a person who during a process of divorce was absolutely reached. This was a person getting a divorce from a narcissist. And they made it a part of their parenting agreement was that they would not introduce the children to new partners too quickly. The kids they had 3 kids. It was really, the divorce process was not pleasant. It was tough on the kids. The kids were rather sort of taken by surprise. So too was the person being divorced. And what does the narcissistic ex do? Almost immediately introduced the children to a new partner. And he, this is a good one, guys. He said to the ex-wife, oh no, this is just somebody who was this is a mutual friend, because it was a mutual friend. Well, she came to find out after the divorce, he had been cheating on her, the wife, with the friend. And then they get divorced. He managed to keep that secret. They split up. He asked for the divorce and she was completely shocked by it, right? That woman was a friend to the couple. And now they were, and so that's why he was using that as the premise to introduce the kids to the woman by saying it was our friend, our mutual friend. How can you say that's a problem? But in fact, they were in a relationship. So now you have gaslighting mixed with betrayal. You can see that this bar has a lot of cocktails to mix. We mix all this stuff together, right?
I love a hand movement.
Felt like she was out of her mind.
It's me.
And when she would keep
maybe I am
petitioning the
Dr.
court
Ramani.
for this, it was getting really hard because he was able to show evidence. This is just our friend. And within 6 months, he was engaged to this new person.
Yikes.
So this is another one. And I'm going to put this almost as an example to you because this is sort of based on what someone had once shared with me. Let's say you tell someone, again, this is someone's story. You tell your friend some embarrassing information about your relationship. And this person you share the information with is part of a bigger group of friends you have. And one night, because that friend you have known for a long time, but that friend also always needs to be the center of attention, that friend let slip some of this. So she framed it as a scandal, right? You find out, because you weren't there that night, you find out after the fact, because people are sort of asking you or looking funny at you, and you find out that they shared your absolutely embarrassing confidential information, and you were so clear, please don't ever tell this to anybody. This is
pause. I can think of a similar one to that. Hi, Mandy. Good to see you. Yes. We'll put a sparkle on that one because Mandy's in the chat. Yeah, but there's so many videos. Wait, scrolling. Yikes. Also, think about what song you want. I know we voted before, but you guys pick this time. So I've got a similar one to that. Similar. I told ALB. I don't like using his name. In confidence, when he was my supposed boyfriend, partner, catfish. We had many conversations about it, that I very firmly believed that one of my former mods had very strong feelings for him. It made me feel uncomfortable, but whatever. And and I there was many sort of I had many I had many examples of why this would probably be the case, and just my vibe, my gut instinct. And after the blind side, after he ran like a little fucking bitch boy for the hills, because that within a couple of days, that person said to me, and let's talk about the elephant in the room. I'm not in love with Adam. I was like, well, for fuck's sake, thanks, mate, you piece of shit. Told you that in confidence, motherfucker. Anyway, love, 10-10.
Is absolutely going to mess up my life if this gets out. They give you some nonsensical excuse about how they had been drinking, and frankly, stop making such a big deal out of this. You're nobody cares about your drama. So again, gaslighting meets betrayal, very common. I'm giving you these examples because these are real examples. I can see the faces of these people, okay? And they did get through to the other side, and there was hurt and there was anguish. There was all of it. We got to the other side. Betrayal, like grief, like many of these processes, but were these people changed? I'd say in every case they were changed. So I'm not going to I'm not going to sell you some eternal sunshine of the spotless mind nonsense here about like, oh, you go through a betrayal and then you come out the other end and then you're in People magazine telling everyone how happy you are. It ain't that. This is definitely not that. Okay. Because I truly believe, and in my new book too, I write about this, that I believe that one of the cores of narcissistic abuse is betrayal. I've never seen, and I've seen thousands of them, I've never seen a narcissistic relationship where there is no betrayal. Okay. Now, is betrayal the only thing that happens? Absolutely not. Let's throw in dismissiveness, invalidation, manipulation, gaslighting, rage, passive aggression, overt aggression. You know the laundry list, future faking, blame shifting. You know it all. But betrayal has one of the best seats in the house when it comes to.
Pause. Sorry. Princey, at the moment, Sorrow Floats isn't in StreamYard, but it's loading to send to Joey now. So perhaps we can play that next, because I think that is a beautiful song. It is a beautiful song, and it's kind of relevant, yeah? So maybe not this one, but the next one, Princey. I agree. Great song.
To
and a nice smooth vibe that's not going to jar people too awake at this time of the night for most of you.
What happens in narcissistic abuse, okay? Now, what happens is, and here's where it gets tricky. That's why I was on the fence about, do I open with like big ticket stories of betrayal? Because some of these are also subtle, right? They're subtle until they weren't subtle, right? And so I think that the tricky part here is we get confused. When do we get to use this betrayal? Like, what constitutes betrayal? We're going to talk about it as a definition in a moment. Like, when a person goes through an infidelity or a big lie, like somebody sort of emptied the family bank accounts or something like that, we know that that's a betrayal. And in fact, when you can take sort of that story out into the world, you're able to get more support. If I had $1 for every single client I have ever worked with who had a narcissistic person who didn't cheat on them, betrayed them in every other way you could betray a person, but they didn't cheat on them. And they're like, oh, this person just cheated on me. I'd have a sort of almost like the sense of I'd have a better leg to stand on, right? But betrayal's betrayal. I do agree it can be on a continuum in the sense of it can be more repeated.
Candy!
It can be more
yes,
intense.
Replay crew, yes.
Sometimes betrayals can be dangerous. I've known many clients who have gotten sexually transmitted infections from partners who were unfaithful and did not use protection and gave them an illness. And so trust me when I say there's a continuum here. This is not just somebody hurting your feelings. There can be real ramifications to this, right? But we get confused when it's not these big things. Like I said, financial betrayals, maybe even sharing confidential information, that kind of thing. But I'm going to put it to you a different way. And I want you to think about this. This is one of the things I really wanted to make clear on this workshop. Wouldn't you argue, I hope you would agree, and if you don't, I hope you agree by the end of this workshop, that the willingness within a narcissistic relationship, the willingness that someone would deny who you are, your personhood, they would deny and shame your wants, they would deny and shame your needs, your aspirations, your values, what happens to you, would have no problem leaving you feeling guilty or like you're the bad person for just doing the basic things of being a person, like having an aspiration or wanting to speak your mind, share a feeling, that kind of thing. And that isn't it a betrayal when a person is okay with thinking that there can be a massive power differential in a relationship, that power and domination are fine. And that's what they're doing. And every tactic in the relationship is about that. That's not what you signed up for, right?
What's she doing, Colours? What's she doing, little poppet, little cheekster? Damn it. Yet another thing that fucking pedophile pirate took away from me. My beautiful black kitty.
Right? That's not what you signed up for. And I think that one of the painful things, that's tougher with a parent, but obviously your baby when you come into their lives, or caregiver. In adult relationships, this has a different flair. Some of you might have heard my episode of Navigating Narcissism.
I think we've watched that one. Sorrow Floats is all set, Joey says. Princey, let's play it now. Look how fast Mr. Rusty Tech Guy is. Sorrow Floats. Let's see. Did you put it into alphabetical? I'm joking, Joey. Here, let me slide it up to where it should belong. Alphabetical order. This one's one of my earlier songs. It's kind of cruisy. Wait, where does it go? Sorrow, QRSTUV. There. Love, 1010. Listen to the chorus. It's beautiful. This song's beautiful. Listen to the chorus each time it builds the beat. That's all. Just listen. Enjoy.
Sorrow floats even as you're drowning. Closure elusive, searching on that one thing. Elevation of healing, sorrow floating to the ceiling. An anchor, a sandbag in a sea of fate. Set me on fire, push me to the waves. Tumbling in the tumult, looking for a way. Dark, murky tsunami, tide drags me out again. Elevation of healing, sorrow floating to the ceiling. An anchor, a sandbag in a sea of fate. Set me on fire, push me to the waves. Sorrow floats even as I'm drowning. Closure elusive, hooked on that one thing. Elevation of healing, sorrow floating to the ceiling. An anchor, a sandbag in a sea of fate. Set me on fire, push me to the waves. A lighthouse of nothing, no salvation for the soul. Throw me a lifeline, for God's sake, I got nowhere to go. Elevation of healing, sorrow floating to the ceiling. An anchor, a sandbag in a sea of fate. Set me on fire, push me to the waves. Tumbling in a tumult, trying to find a way. Dark and murky tsunami, tide pulls me out again. Elevation of healing, sorrow floating to the ceiling. Set me on fire, push me to the waves. Set me on fire, because sorrow floats.
Colours, so good. That's one of the early ones. I think I wrote that in the first week or two. Yep, it's up online. I've been listening. What are we talking about? Something merchy or something songy? Thanks, Nick. I think probably I would like to be referred to as an idiot savant. It's better than 4-inch cleavage. Fuck, who cares about that? That was just 12 grand. No biggie. Yeah, it's a very good song, isn't it? Yeah, it's in the playlist. It's just you've got to go right back. It's a short. It's in the playlist. Yeah, Vixie. Not my voice, but my lyrics. So all the songs we play now in Camp Shorty uploaded into StreamYard. So they're thank you, Joey. Thank you, Joey. Best. Compressed to MP4s and uploaded into StreamYard. So there's no tinniness, there's no shitty sound that used to come from restreaming the songs through from YouTube. So I have a whole playlist. We're going to start a Miss Shorty music channel, among other things, to do with my lyricism. I've been banned from releasing songs like every 2 days. Fuck that. Can you imagine a time ever when I did what I was told? No, I do sometimes. Sometimes. Yeah, it was just how I was feeling. I was all I could do, while I was drowning at the bottom of the ocean of my big emotions, to know that, well, I was thinking, to be honest, it was referencing drinking a lot of wine. And they say, drown your sorrows. And sorrow was even floating. I couldn't even drown my sorrows. So that new jacket is in merch. We now pause for a Miss Shorty merch store perusal of possibly an even more prolific creator than myself, our Matilda, who, wait, how do I do this? Fuck, every time. Share screen. Let's have a look. This is so exciting. Oh, we're going straight to the Saint Miss Shorty. Lol, obviously. Everyone needs one of these in their lives. It gets me every time. It's so fucking good. Let's see this. Oh, stop it. Matilda. Oh, look. I love it. What do you think, Chad? Rarely. Thank you. The jacket is ready. Flex back t-shirt. Oh my God. It's coming. Now for a word from our sponsor. Oh my God. It's perfect. We need one. Matilda, that's awesome. That is fire. I know that some folk might struggle with the white. Could we do one in black, maybe, or something? I don't know. I love it. I want the white. I mean, in terms of spilling food on it, but maybe it could just be a special jacket that we walk very carefully with. Amazing. So good. What do we have to do here? There's something that needs to be done here. This is a promotion. Nick, there's no way you can stand your ground on this. You can't. You cannot. 69. What are that? Where it could be like the pink ladies, but the 69 ladies. Flex back tomorrow. God, this woman's been working overtime 24/7. She just takes naps and then comes back to Shorty merch. Kirby, yes, I'm glad you're here. So good. As if whoever wins this weekend's raffle, seriously, you could choose this jacket. I'm just saying, grifting, I can grift. Super chat, super sticker, buy me a coffee. PayPal. I don't know how to use that. Memberships in the draw. There's currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. The odds are ever in your favor to be able to pick this jacket. Can't do white with kids. Hot pink. Well, shit. Pokemomo. Well, shit. It's the only color they offer, but I might be able to add black to the background. No, that's okay. What does the front look like? It's got the Miss Shorty, but darker Miss. Hang on, wait. Tabs. Rude. This. And around the bottom, the band. Colors, will buy you 3 of them so that you don't have to, if it gets like people who own Teslas with white seats, I presume, I wonder if what I'm going to say now will be offensive to someone in chat or on replay crew. But you're with Teslas with white seats, don't you get dirty? What do? Just throw out the seat? Throw out the whole car when it gets dirty? Look at the pockets. Look, can you see that? Yes, you can see that. Look, I did it. It's got the Miss Shorty bold and mysterious logo on the breast. And the pockets. Look at that. Matilda. Wow. I'm speechless. Doesn't happen often. Wait. So cool. Fuck, wait. Imagine. Vix, yes, you can. I'm 50. Thanks, fellas. I ordered a sticker already. Excellent. That's hilarious. Steph goes, fuck yeah. Get me in that fucking thing. Steph, you're already in the drawer, but thank you. I'll go Steph times 2. How about that? That's fair. Times 2. Wouldn't that be gold if Steph, you won this one as well? For the price tag, yes, probably. You're talking about Teslas or the jacket? Because I'm not cleaning your fucking jackets. I would have food boob stains on that in no time flat. But could you take it off like it's a special jacket? It's not for wearing around the house. I mean, you could. I'd have to sit facing backwards for live streams with it. It's probably a good thing. I am pondering the cunt pants. Yes, cunt pants with the cunt top and a cunt mug. Tesla's silly goose. Hi, Poppy. Poppy's here. She says, I want one of those jackets too. I reckon I'd look great in them. It would look lovely with your black fur, Poppy. Okay. Thank you, Matilda. You're amazing. Take a break, please. The shorties are relentless with their demands. Where's the flex back t-shirt? It's coming. That's what she said. So if you haven't looked at all the other merch stuff here, wait. We've already looked at it 1 trillion times, but it's so exciting. Let's have a look. Wait. Here, look. Shelley, did you see these? I know it was Missy who was very keen on V-neck t-shirts because boobs. Let them. V-neck I'm really bad at this. Like that. Let them. V-neck. Let's go to here's the cunt pants. Wait, there's new hoodies on the thing. Wait, let's look at the cunt pants because fuck, they're funny. The whole thing's funny. Funny cunt. Funny cunt. Open sesame. Did I do it? Yes. They're unisex. These are US dollars. Unisex. See, there's a man wearing them. Joey's going to get the full funny cunt outfit and wear it to court with a bucket hat. So good. Yes. No. Yeah. Always make the prices as low as they could go. Yes, please, Matilda. Thank you. I don't care about profit. I'm not doing this for profit. I don't want profit. In fact, a big chunk of the profit other than business expenses is going to go to, drum roll, paying the mods. So the mods, you guys, again, I haven't told you this yet. You mods, you're going to get paid for your time. And I know you don't do it because of that, but I really want to be able to pay you for your beautiful support, your love, your time, your attentiveness. So maybe, no, but still bring it down as low as it can go. So many people are going to be ordering the merch that you guys will be making more than I'm making just on the merch. Can't shirt for me. Matilda is amazing. Joey would look amazing in the bucket hat. Here's the cunt pants. Yes. I guess we're getting demonetized, and that's fine. Yes. Yes, Princey. I can't. I don't. And you didn't tell me. Joey, you didn't even tell me it was a secret. Fuck's sake, man. You have to tell me. I'm not mysterious. I'm bold and mysterious. That's what I was thinking. Anybody who says no, don't pay me, Shorty, Lisa. I'm like, yeah, we're paying you and you can just buy more merch with it if you want. That's what I did when I worked for Lorna Jane. I spent most of my fucking salary on Lorna Jane clothes. I've wanted to pay one day the mods if they want to. One day the mods are going to be, we're going to be like Team Baker, but Team Shorty. That's the goal. I want, if they want to, I want for my mods to be able to be comfortable. We're going to have to get a few more than 27 people in chat. I'm just saying, you know, few more merch store orders. But hi, Hubie, I like your name. Hi. I would wear those pants on a landlord inspection. There's a matching t-shirt. Don't you worry about that. Here, we're going back to Dr. Ramani in a minute. It's just too fucking exciting. Where is it? T-shirts. Tees. Great categories, Matilda, by the way. Come at me, bro. Yes, thanks. Cool colors. Look at this. Oh, wait, that's what she said. Thanks, I'll be getting one of them, of course. Oh, I like this in the white. I like this. Let them in the white. That's nice. That's my design. Do you like it? Matilda and I work quite well together. She's very tolerant of my inundation. So is Joey. There's a theme here. Wait, tease. I'll show you the matching funny cunt t-shirt. There's a mug too, like I said. Motherfucker, go. It goes, no, Lisa. You're just too excited. Where is it? Funny cunt. So you could have the shirt and the pants. Obviously. Comes in white also. Very sharp. Scandalous for the pearl clutching Americans. Yes. That's a good idea too, Pokemomo. Shelley. They could do that. I would, wherever you want to spend the money. Send it, spend it, save it. I just don't, it's just me. I don't care about the money. I do care about the money, but I don't want the money. I don't want the money. There you go, Vix. That's you. That's you. Okay, let's keep going with this whole Ramani thing. We're talking about betrayal. That's not the shop.
For those of you who are interested in more about this, I can even have my team sort of drop some of the links to some of her stuff, but or we can share it in another way. Definitely, if you go to Navigating Narcissism in that episode, all her stuff is there.
Joey.
But Dr. Jennifer Fried, she talks about something so interesting. She talks about this idea of the duties of a relationship. And by duty, she doesn't mean like who takes out the trash. She means that when we go into a relationship, healthy, honest, decent people go into a relationship, there are things we're supposed to bring. Okay. And those duties might be, there's a little wiggle around that, but we're talking about fundamentally trust, empathy, compassion, bare minimum. But when you get into a narcissistic relationship, because it's not like we share contracts at the beginning. I wish we did. I wish we had informed consent at the beginning of a relationship. You're going, whoa, okay, yeah, I'm not signing up for this power domination thing. Yeah, no thanks. Lovely meeting you. Bye. But they don't share that. I'm not even convinced a narcissistic person knows it. One of the key fundamental funky issues about narcissism is that they are not aware of what motivates their behavior. In fact, we have a YouTube video where I say like why you should never ask the narcissistic person the question why. When you ask them why, they always scream at you. And why do they scream at you? Because they don't actually know their why, and that brings up shame, and so they scream. Healthy people know their why. We may not always be correct, and sometimes it's really uncomfortable to know our why, but knowing our why can actually sort of clean things up. They're never going to get there. So, but as a result of all of this, they're not presenting correctly with the duties of a relationship. The duties of a parent are to keep a child safe, loved, nurtured, seen, heard. That's the duties. And if a parent isn't doing that, they're not fulfilling the roles and responsibilities of that relationship. I hate to bring it down to such brass tacks because it sounds very unromantic when we think about like duties. Ugh. But when you enter a relationship, trust, safety, compassion, kindness, respect, those are our roles. Never going to happen in a narcissistic relationship. So when that doesn't happen, that qualifies as a betrayal, which is why a lot of people in narcissistic relationships will say, you know what? This fool didn't cheat on me. They didn't even mess around with money. Like they didn't do big stuff, but why do I kind of feel so sick? The same way a person might feel sick if they were cheated on. Like, but that thing didn't happen to me. I'm here to tell you it kind of did, because you were doing those other things. You were holding up your side of it. And whatever mixture of lies and anything they were doing, and we're going to talk about what constitutes betrayal in a moment, that was sort of twisting the conversation. We're going to talk about the academic definition. It's actually really interesting to wander through the academic literature on betrayal. I wasn't thrilled with it, but this person named Rockman wrote a paper in 2009. They said betrayal is the sense of being harmed by the intentional actions or omissions of a trusted person. I don't agree. I don't think it's entirely a sense of. I actually think betrayal is the behavior, right? Betrayal is the person lying to you. Betrayal is the person cheating to you. When we just make it about our sense of it, we don't trust that, right? So we need someone to say, yeah, no. That was betrayal. And those two things line up. The way we feel, the thing that happens often lines up. But I think too many of the psychological definitions focus on how we feel. How we feel is part of it, but it's not what makes it a betrayal. It's their behavior. It's their violation of trust that makes it a betrayal. So, and these can be actions, these can be omissions, right? Not every betrayal is what they do. A betrayal can also be what is not done, what is not
Yes.
said, right? And so we're in a moment, I'm going to talk about what Dr. Fried
Shelley, and a flex back tee so he can wear his own back on his back. 10 fucking 10. So good. With Miss Shorty Shorties love Joe flex back on the breast here, and then his flex back on the back, and he can rep it with funny cunt socks. Yes.
and others have talked about in terms of betrayal trauma. Betrayal trauma and the fallout of betrayal trauma is what happens to us when our fundamental trust in a person who we believed we could trust is betrayed. It's why we don't feel betrayal trauma in the same way if a stranger lies to us, right? We might be angry if a plumber lies to us or a car repair person lies to us. We probably don't feel betrayal trauma. I don't think I'd ever go to my mechanic and say, you betrayed me. I would say you're a thief, but I don't know that I'd say, and I don't think any of us would use the word betrayed. So let's talk about what betrayal looks like. Commonly, the things that qualify as betrayal are when people harmfully share confidential information about us that we never intended for getting out, or even things like images of us in sexual images or any of that would qualify as a betrayal. Medical information about us would be a betrayal. Any form of disloyalty.
I'm pretty sure it does include shipping. Matilda I should know. Let me check. I spent a substantial amount of money on my first order, like a lot, over $500. Is the merch store just for me to wear my own merch? A little bit. Let me check. I think shipping. Let me check. Orders. It's a flat rate. Shipping. It's a flat rate. I think probably it's about $10. I think. But it's a flat rate of shipping. Yes. I didn't pay attention to that. I was like, give me it all. And then I put my wrong shipping address in. No, I didn't. It's still in my Apple thing. I've now deleted it. And then panic ensued. And of course, our angel, Matilda, I sent them a panicked email. And Matilda also sent them an email and they rectified it. So that's even fixable. They've got very good customer support, apparently.
That we thought that there would be someone who would stick by us, and then they don't, and then they disappear, and they don't do the things they're supposed to do. That feels like a betrayal. Infidelity is obviously a classical betrayal. And remember, and someday we're going to have to do a workshop on infidelity.
Right.
But infidelity takes in so much territory, and it means different things to different
What
people.
happened?
For some people, infidelity is some people having sex. For other people, infidelity is any form of romantic contact. For other people, infidelity is sort of electronic sharing of, like even a texting relationship. We'll have that. Many of us would use the word betrayed. So let's talk about what betrayal looks like. Commonly, the things that qualify as betrayal are when people harmfully share confidential information about us that we never intended.
I think that was Joey.
For getting out, or even things like images.
I didn't know
images
I
of
clicked
us.
anything.
In sexual images or
She's
any
back
of that would qualify as a betrayal. Medical information about us would be a betrayal. Any form of disloyalty, that we thought that there would be someone who would stick by us, and then they don't, and then they disappear, and they don't do the things they're supposed to do. That feels like a betrayal.
Matilda, what about if we offer the 69 idea in a hoodie or a crew neck even, because often hoodies cover up the design on the back. That in black, I mean. CEG Matilda and my conversation only a few hours ago, where she said, I think maybe we should just like limit the number of merch ideas and options. And I'm like, yeah, let's have lots. Chat, I blame you mostly because you're all the ones with all the great ideas.
Infidelity is obviously a classical betrayal. And remember, and we should someday we're going to have to do a workshop on infidelity only. But infidelity takes in so much territory, and it means different things to different people. For some people, infidelity is some people having sex. For other people, infidelity is any form of romantic contact. For other people, infidelity is sort of electronic sharing of, like even a texting relationship with someone that's outside of the primary relationship. That can be infidelity. And I'm going to tell you here, nobody gets to tell you infidelity is only if people were in the same room with each other, or they're only having sex. If it felt like a betrayal, it was a betrayal. I don't like it when people argue with survivors and try to say, well, it was only electronic, or well, they only kissed. Well, nothing. Your psyche was affected by this. So that qualifies. And this sort of like trying to sort of shapeshift around the betrayal, that does not work. And obviously any form of dishonesty, lying, and those are also on a continuum. There's lies and there's lies, but lies are a form of betrayal. By definition, betrayals can be traumatic and they cause a lot of distress to the person being betrayed. There's interesting work too that talks about the idea of mental contamination. Listen to this one, folks, because this is interesting.
I love her
There's
glasses.
the idea that when
I love
people
her
are
so much.
betrayed, they themselves feel dirty. I'm sure many of you identify with this. So you've done nothing wrong. You're living your life. You're showing up as a decent human being.
Can I just tell back to the song we started the show with? Oh, not started with, but we played first. Music is not a weapon. When I was driving home from work and I had the screenshots of that conversation, and I was like, people need to hear this. People need to see this. But I didn't want to like how disgusting these creatures are. I didn't want to just share the screenshots on Twitter. It just, who cares? Screenshots next. And then my brain, because my brain does a lot of stuff without my consent. That's assault. My brain said, you need to make this into a song. And I almost vomited. Like I literally straight away, and I felt dirty and disgusting even thinking about that, but I knew I had to. So I absolutely agree with Dr. Ramani that you feel dirty with betrayal.
You're listening, you're believing in this other person, and then they betray you. In the most extreme cases, in fact, this is Rockman's research. When people have OCD, they really feel it. Like literally, there might even be like compulsive behavior, like trying to clean and wash and all of that.
100%, Heather.
But even in people who don't have that, there can be this sense of dirtiness, in the way that you are almost in proximity to something dirty. But what that dirtiness can do, it's not just as simple as you feel that mental contamination. The mental contamination can take you to a place of shame, as though I am as bad as the betrayer because I'm associated with the betrayer. I was married to this person. I was this person's child. I was this person's friend.
I got a
worked with
pirate
this
flag
person.
tattoo.
And we carry that around as a sort of dirtiness. And survivors will talk about like, ooh, they'll do the ooh, like that shudder, that just that sense, that physiological sense of disgust. And they'll even feel like that some people who've been through betrayal, any form of betrayal, they will say, I'm obsessively cleaning all the time. I'm cleaning. And that's often an offset to that sense of mental contamination. But like I said, I want to come back to my original point. By definition, narcissistic relationships are about betrayal. And when you don't see it, right? This is why I do what I do. This is why I make new YouTube videos every day. This is why I do the healing program. This is why I write the books, for one reason only. Because probably the biggest intervention, it's going to get you 75% of the way, is you've got to be able to see the narcissistic relationship for what it is. It's not going to make them change, but by seeing it, that's really what allows them to persist. If we don't see them, that's what allows them to persist. I'm not saying it gets easier when you can see it, but it definitely starts shifting that burden of blame, right? So Jennifer Fry talks about this idea of betrayal trauma.
Night, Princey.
Trauma is one of those funny words where for the longest time it was really like people are saying, can we please stick to the big T trauma, kidnapping, sexual assault, military trauma.
I don't have a soundbite, but Brooklyn does have a soundbite when she enters the room and Brooklyn, terrible. But hi, good to see you.
That kind of thing.
Comes in with a zinger.
But what we've learned is our brain doesn't necessarily make those discriminations. Our brain only knows, and our body, frankly, brain and body together, know from lack of safety. That's what we know. And that is why someone screaming at us can be a form of trauma, especially if there was a time in our
Just to add context to that, Brooklyn is part of my personal YouTube OG crew, along with Pokemomo, Shelley, Missy, Amber, who else? Dizzy, Tracy K, Sheila Duffy, Mandy Joe, so many, the whole crew. I love when the crew gets back together again. Pam Coggan, it's so cool. Good to see you.
in our life, we were screamed at and we thought there was impending danger. So when people tell you you're too sensitive, like you're just screaming, you're not. Your nervous system and your body have encoded this differently. Betrayal is very similar to that. So when we see the work on betrayal trauma, right? It's when anyone we trust or depend on, and these can be people, these can even be institutions, like, for example, the judicial system or something like that, a hospital. When those people or
Pause.
places violate your trust.
Imagine how betrayed Karen Reed feels. Imagine how sickening that betrayal would be for Karen and her family, that the system has absolutely betrayed her. Devastating.
Trust or your well-being. That's what betrayal trauma is. So things like this, things would be, for example, abuse by a parent, caregiver abuse, or any form of violation of trust in an intimate relationship. That's where we most profoundly see betrayal trauma. But any of you who have gone through the hellscape of family court, I would argue that the invalidation of family court, the willingness of family court to make custody decisions that you're saying, oh my gosh, this is actually going to harm my kids. That to me is a form of betrayal trauma. Dr. Fried and I have talked about this. She agrees with that. And so her work, the work of her and others who have worked in betrayal trauma, is really the first time we're seeing this linkage, probably in the last 20, 25 years, this linkage between what happens in betrayal and that loss of trust and safety in the world, because all of you have been betrayed, particularly the uniqueness of the narcissistic relationship. What happens in the narcissistic relationship, folks, is you aren't just betrayed once, you're betrayed all the time. Maybe not every day, but because even if the betray thing is not happening every day, you're feeling less and less safe in this relationship, right? So this thing you can theoretically count on, you can't. That's a betrayal. The child can't count on the parent. The person can't count on the spouse. The person can't count on the friend or the family member. Things you should be able to count on. It's almost like if this chair gave way, like if every chair in my house, the legs kept breaking, I'd be real anxious about sitting down, right?
Analogy,
the things
right?
we think are going to be there for us, that we're putting our part into, and they don't, that's betrayal. And that's what happens daily, like I said, at some level in a narcissistic relationship, right? So here's where I want to say the betrayal gets very tricky, right? So the what gets really tricky is that if we detect that somebody has betrayed us, okay? So let's say we detect that an intimate partner has betrayed us, right? Or we detect that a family member has betrayed us, right? Wouldn't it make sense that the first thing we'd say is, get the hell out of my life, right? And all of us wish we could have done
Absolutely
that,
do.
especially with the narcissist. As someone who has been cheated on repeatedly about narcissists, when I go back, I feel a sense of shame. I'm like, why didn't I say the first time, get the F out of my life, right? But I didn't.
Amen.
Right? And a lot of you didn't either. It's not because we're foolish. It's not because we're codependent. It's not because we are suckers. It makes sense we would tell the betrayer to go, because now we've determined this is not a safe person, right? But, and here's the big but, and this is where I love Fried's research. If the person who betrayed us is someone we need, someone we love, someone we are told we love, someone we feel loyal to, or is part of our status quo, long-term relationship, long-term marriage, a parent, a job you've had for a really long time, right? And I'm going to put an and or in here. The relationship is sometimes good and sometimes bad. And sometimes there's been moments in this relationship where you're like, I actually think this person gets me and they made a mistake. And how am I ever going to find someone that gets me? That kind of thing. You put all that together.
I feel like I look a little bit like Dr. Ramani. We've got similar glasses, our hair parts similar. We're like really smart, both of us. We drink water, we clear our throats. I think I'm Dr. Ramani. Chat. I think I'm Dr. Ramani. Surprise, motherfuckers.
Instead of saying, you're not safe, you betrayed me, go away, or I'm going to leave, it's very tricky. It's not as simple as I'm going to leave, because leaving represents its own form of loss of safety, right? And so then what does that mean? Cognitive dissonance. We can't have betrayal and I live with you, betrayal and I stay with you, betrayal, we're having Thanksgiving dinner together. It doesn't work like that. So there is an advantage. One would argue, and almost a survival advantage, to basically ignoring the betrayal. Just whoosh, and remember, anyone who's listened to me talk about Pride's work, she talks about the whoosh. Like, how funny how, yeah, that's right, they did cheat on me 5 years ago. How did I forget that? Or, oh my gosh, that's right.
Because I think Dr. Ramani and I are about the same age, to be honest. She might be a few years older than me, but not many.
My mother did.
Who's the research person around here? Do we know? She's far more fucking accomplished than me, that's for fucking sure, right? She's no chameleon.
Do that to me. And how did I forget that, right? Now, as you can imagine, this dynamic is most pronounced for anyone who went through these betrayals in childhood, right? Because if a child was to see that a parent was betraying them, especially for a younger child, but I'd say any child, it's catastrophic because the child has a survival need for that attachment.
Mm-hmm.
So children are much more likely, and this is where we see dissociative phenomenon. This is where we see trauma being held physiologically, but not cognitively. All those things are happening because the child can't lose this attachment. There's no plan B for a kid. A kid can't go on like, oh, I don't like this one, I'm going to go on Parent Hinge and find someone new. It doesn't work like that, right? So again, there is a social advantage. There is an attachment advantage, if you will, to not see the betrayal. And this not seeing.
Wait, intentional pause, not a dirty pause. Can you see that? Dr. Ramani is 59 years old. 59 years old, not 69, although she'd look great in that jacket. Amazing. Thank you, Nick. Thank you. Yes, agree. Better than weed whacker. Heather than asshole. Look, Laura already knew. She's 59. I Googled it. Blimey. She's no chameleon. They tease me. If you weren't here for this, it's apparently a thing. I say things wrong. My reasoning behind that is, as a child, I spent a lot of time reading, so I know mostly all the words, not necessarily how to say them. Lol, I know how to say that. I also, every time, go to say hyperbole instead of hyperbole, and for about 11 years of my life, I thought that determined was pronounced determined. So chameleon's the least of my problems. Don't you think? I do.
Actually has as much power as avoiding the pain, right? If we go into denial about betrayal, we don't have to feel the pain, and the pain is profound. And that's not a foolish thing.
I love it.
Who sticks their hand in a pot of boiling water? Nobody. And it's the same thing with psychological pain. Most of us pull away from it because it's really painful. Human beings don't run toward pain. And part of the hardest parts of healing from narcissistic
sounds green,
abuse
doesn't
is
it?
At times, you kind of do have to walk towards the pain to understand it's going to get you to the other side. But there's a lot.
Also, chartreuse, I've probably said that wrong, isn't the color you think it is it? Now I can't even think what color it is. It's not what you think. Shall I Google it? We are off topic. A
lot of trust and faith that's required in that process. Another piece of this that becomes essential, and this is where actually I have this rare opportunity. I'm going to be giving a lecture in North Carolina to a group of clinicians, to therapists, specifically on adverse childhood experiences. So I've spent about 6 weeks researching this really, really carefully, and it's taken me to some really interesting areas of the literature. One of the things that really came out from this is that
that's chartreuse. It's like a pucey green, lime green. Yellow green. I've got a nose whistle. I love that for us.
And the thing we often don't do is to talk about it. And why is talking about it essential? Because it gives it what we can call form. I'm watching the time, so I'm yammering on. You might be like, get to
Same,
it. But
Dr. Ramani. All I do is yammer. Like yammer, yammer, yammer,
but
yammer,
when
yammer.
we talk about it, we give it form. And the more we talk about it, and we basically do what's called creating a coherent narrative, which is a really fancy way of making sense of it and putting it together to say, whoa, like my parent was actually really abusive. Those things they did were not okay. And because they did those things, I'm X, Y, and Z, and this has affected me this way. That's a coherent narrative, right? It's a painful narrative and it's uncomfortable narrative. But here's where it gets really interesting. And I found this to be one of the most compelling. It's an old study, I think from the 80s, probably mid 80s. And I actually read it. I read the article after it in graduate school. And so it was interesting to revisit it now, having done
I love
this
everything
work.
about my life.
And one thing they found was that, and this is specifically because it was more, the research was focused on mothers at that time. But what they were talking about in this case was when the daughters of abusive mothers, but largely narcissistic mothers, were able to hold a coherent narrative about what happened to them.
Yes,
they were almost completely unlikely to do any harm to their kids. So we always talk about intergenerational. I'm going to hurt my kids because I went through this. If we can hold a coherent narrative, it means we are less likely to do that to our kids because we get it now, right? But the people who don't have a coherent narrative, who may...
Do we need a song break? We've strayed. Our brains are a little bit braining, and it's not. I have got an epic migraine, so there's that also. Let me think. Did you want a song? Wait, chat. I'm sad about that. What about Alec Murdoch? Malachite is fun to say. Chat is sideways. Chat is bay. Two sides of the same coin, really. We're going to talk tacos again? For fuck's sake. Taco. Who says taco? Taco. God damn it. Joe, it's thirsty. Well, Heather, I have cheese, salami, and Vegemite in my diet, and salted butter. I don't think what I need is salt. I need glasses that actually work, a screen that I can see, and to not stream for 12 hours in 2 days. Plus probably less red wine. Okay, Joey voted. No one else voted. Done. Thirsty. Good choice. Love that for us. Thirsty. Alphabetical order.
Tits and glasses, haters hating, so-called friends being chat baiting, mean girl shit, fair weather friends, sleep well girls, y'all live for men, washed up women, alone and lonely, claiming that we won, big family, set a man within your sights, chasing him night after night, thirsty bitches, frothing hearts, milkshakes bringing boys to yards, thirsty bitches, what the fuck, check yourself, you played your cards, collaboration and collusion, bitches living in delusion, the only male 4 miles around, stand on up, time to be counted, thirsty bitches, frothing hearts, milkshakes bringing boys to yards, thirsty bitches, what the fuck, check yourself, you played your cards, are you so desperate for attention that y'all's gon' flock to one who's broken, a guy who treated your friend brutal, all that says is you're all loopy, trip and fall. Done cut my grass, done broke the code. Thirsty chicks, I'll whoop your ass. Thirsty bitches, frothing hard. Milkshakes bringing boys to yards. Thirsty bitches, what the fuck? Thirsty bitches, suck my dick.
I'm joking. Vapes are good for you. They hate that one. I love it. Sorry, dying.
Swing my way.
Who would sing that one? Billie Eilish. No, she would sing. Billie Eilish would sing. Wait. Is it in here? I think she'd sing Opalescence, to be honest. I haven't got many Billie Eilish songs. Also, it's not in here, but Ghost and Glimmer could be a good Billie Eilish one, I think. Shall we go back to Dr. Ramani? Can we do this? Wait, share screen. Chat, it's been a long haul. Fuck, I'm dying. We're all dying. It's part of life. Dr. Ramani, here she is. Yes, I'll just die quietly over here. Yes.
May still be very trauma bonded and not see clearly what happened. We'll be likely to repeat it. I don't see any reason why we can't bring that line of thought into how we even think about adult betrayals. We've got to talk about it so we can make sense of, instead of like, oh, stuff happens in a marriage, like the People magazine of it all, but instead say, whoa, this person betrayed my trust. I'm having a hard time. I feel
Joey,
I feel things in my body when I feel like things are not, there feels like a trust is not, I'm not safe. It's not okay. And having a coherent narrative about that would actually probably put us in a position of A, managing ourselves in ongoing relationships, and B, making better choices. That's why it's so important for you. Instead of minimizing it and saying, well, maybe I'm the problem. Let's go back to the original premise. When you are betrayed, this is you are not the causer of your betrayal. Nobody has caused your betrayal. You've got to keep coming back. You've got it's almost like a
no, Heather.
What do you call
never, you never do.
You've got to be able to come back to. All right. So betrayal and narcissism, because they go together. Now, not every betrayal is in a narcissistic relationship. I'm going to own that. It's convenient to say, oh, all betrayers are narcissistic. All narcissistic people betray. Not all betrayers are narcissistic. We'll get into, for example, a great example would be people who are.
Nick, it's not even that much of a stretch to say that. Just saying.
Addicts often betray. They betray, they lie, they steal money. I'm going to change. I'm going to meetings. I'm not drinking anymore. All that stuff. Addiction is also where we see betrayal. Keep in mind, addiction and narcissism, 60% overlap. So why is betrayal something that's so core to narcissistic relationships? First of all, that narcissistic people, like I said in the beginning, there's no forms we exchange. There's no informed consent. They are engaging in the relationship with you with an entirely different rule book, right? So in an adult relationship, you might say, I believe in trust and I believe in.
Oh, Dr. Ramani, I feel you in my soul.
And I believe in reciprocity and I believe in empathy and I believe in second chances. Great, healthy stuff. It's a healthy relationship. They believe in the world rotating around them. They believe in power. They believe in domination. They need their supply, but they're not aware of any of that, right? So the two of you are in a relationship that's playing by two different rules. A child is looking to the parent for unconditional love and to be seen and to be held and to be cherished and to be heard. The parent, narcissistic parent, views the child as an inconvenience, as a difficulty, as a problem to be solved, as they personalize that when the kid is just being a kid, like, why are you doing this to me? Classical narcissistic parent languaging. Then the key traits of narcissism: lack of empathy and entitlement and arrogance and the incapacity to take perspective of other people and the self-centeredness, the selfishness, the lack of consideration of consequences, or that grandiose sense that they can get away with anything. They're so clever, they're never going to get caught in their cheat, in their lie, in any of it. They're also narcissistic folks are sensation seeking and they're very impulsive. Okay. Narcissistic folks, because they need validation and admiration above all else, they will.
While autocorrect will be your undoing, Heather, I feel like Joey could benefit very heavily from autocorrect. Just saying, Joey, love you. What the fuck do you type sometimes?
Trade on your secrets. If sharing your secret will get them more attention at a dinner party and they really want that attention, they will do that.
Yes, they will.
They lie to protect themselves.
Yes,
anytime they can tell a lie, they will tell a lie to protect themselves. They have very little regard for how they're lying and any of their behavior. That, again, the betrayal is all a big manipulation for them. It's to get their needs met, because that's what they're doing, right? They cheat to get their needs met. They cheat to get validation. They lie to make themselves continue to look good to the world, right? That's singularly what's motivating them, right? They will lie to protect themselves without any consideration for this isn't cool because this is going to hurt this other person. When you don't have empathy, it's a lot easier to lie. And there's also, you can't talk about it. Where it gets interesting is in relationships where betrayal is starting to enter the room, okay? Let's say it's even a person who's kind of healthy and is kind of getting into a betray space. If it's a healthy-ish enough relationship, I mean, you'd say, how can that happen in a healthy relationship? It can happen, but then
I've reassessed my consideration that this would be a Billie Eilish song. If anyone's, excuse me, listened to any Imogen Heap, this was my inspiration for this song. Thank you, Joey. You're the best. Nick, tell us what you think. Dr. Ramani, so sorry for that dirty pause. You can't unsee it when the penny drops. That's right. Exactly. I would go so far as to say it is, however, possible, case in point, me, to learn all the wily, awful ways of narcissists and toxic people and assholes, and to still be fooled by a different kind of one. Is it naivete? I'm not sure. Imogen Heap, good. Okay, so I did do her dirty. But by default, Rita, I'm also doing myself dirty because obviously I am the long lost sister of Dr. Ramani. I'm Dr. Shorty. Here we go. Let me pull this song up. What do you think? This one is not oft played because oh, Joey, did you put it in order too? God, you're good. You're the best. I love you, Joey. Wait, there it is. So let me give you this. I came home from work and I was having a really confused day, and in my brain was jumbled, and I needed to write a music. I needed to write a music jumbled like right now, and this is what came out. And then in terms of lyrics, my lyrics, and then I knew what I wanted to get. I wanted it to sound like Hide and Seek by the Imogen Heap. Same sort of vibe. So this.
You better do better. Ghost and glimmer. Memory. Who better do better. Landslide falling endlessly. Who better do better.
Situation. I
is this? You better do ghost and glimmer memory. You better do slide falling endlessly. You better do better. Floating through reality. Dissociation, come at me. Healing, flailing, smiling, wailing. What the fuck is this? You better do ghost and glimmer memory. You better do slide falling endlessly. You better do better. Miss you, miss us, miss the nexus. Waiting, hoping, wanting, moping. What the fuck is this? You better do ghost and glimmer memory. You better do slide falling endlessly. You better do better. Ghost and glimmer memory. Landslide falling endlessly. You better do better. You better me.
Ah, beautiful. It's not the cause, but it sounds a bit like the cause, doesn't it? I see that. It's Miss Shorty music, man. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Oh my God, don't love the choking. The throat clearing. We can do this. I love the Cranberries too. I saw them in concert. The Cranberries or Cyanide. Maybe the cause. Everybody knows the cause, Nick. Do you want me to start singing? No, nobody does. Sorry, Dr. Ramani. God damn, I just came back to that screen and she's bulging her eyes like a crazy woman at me. Sorry, Dr. Ramani. Bit more Dr. Ramani. We don't have to finish this. It's getting late. And we can. I'll take a vote.
Then there can be a conversation. Like, I'm uncomfortable with something that's happened. Have you ever tried that with a narcissist? Good luck with that. Because if you were to say, this is uncomfortable, this is not okay, you're hurting me, what are you going to be met with? Gaslighting, rage. They don't take responsibility. And so I know some of you who probably have people who are also living with addiction in your family saying, well, this is all happening there too. It is. They're very overlapping dynamics, which is why clinically it's actually hard for us to tease this out. So then this begs the question, what did betrayal do to you? Okay. And I'm sure all of you are thinking like, well, let me tell you what it did to me. It was not good. There's shock, there's loss and grief, tremendous grief, because what you thought was to be true is not true. And you're probably going to lose something. And maybe you don't lose the relationship because you don't choose to end it. They don't leave, whatever it may be. But what you've lost, and it's a huge loss, is the sense that you were in a trusting relationship. That doesn't come back. And I'm sick and tired of saying we can clean the slate. You can't clean any damn slate. After a betrayal, you've now taken a right turn on the trail. You might stay on the trail, but it's a different one than you were on, because that original trail was based on trust. And now that's not there anymore. And the world will never look the same. Not only in that relationship, in some ways it changes us. Each time it's a tiny loss of innocence, right? There can also be a morbid preoccupation. I know when I went through relationships where I was cheated on, it filled up all my real estate. Like instead of working, I was sitting like, okay, wait, that night I was here, they were there. But I mean, you were just like pulling out calendars. You were like Perry Mason, like researching dates. You feel like a crazy person, and you're pulling your energy out of your life and what matters to you. You have very damaged self-esteem. Every betrayed person invariably wonders, what was it about me? Or maybe I didn't do this, or can I really say it's fully them? Yeah.
Chat, bringing it back to betrayal. What do you think? That's the core of it, isn't it? The cause. Pun not intended. How much do you think, anytime, like what about me made my offsider, call back to that story before, think that he could walk all over me, betray me by shit talking me to the crew, and after everything I'd kind of done for him, and after all of that, almost a year together, that what about me made him feel like that was okay? What about me made it feel like it was okay for ALB, Adam Levi Boyd, to dump me via text while I was live, block me everywhere, and then run a targeted smear campaign on me for months? I mean, a little bit of betrayal, right? Why? But why me? Well, we can talk about that till the cows come home, and we have, but it does make you wonder, doesn't it? When anybody fucked you over, like, why would they have to fuck me over? What about me is lacking that they think it's okay? Well, nothing. I wonder if Dr. Ramani will say this. Nothing about you. What's lacking is in the person that does the betraying. 100%.
Yeah, you can. They betrayed. That was a choice. There's self-doubt. There's a sense of, maybe I wasn't enough. That's why they did this. Betrayers betray because
Possibly
of them. It's not us. It's a very hard thing. It's not you. It's a very hard
It's not you.
thing
I got
to get
that
our
book.
heads around. But
Can't
the
wait to read it.
self-doubting is a major part of the fallout. And there's anger. Good. Love the anger. I love me some anger and survivors. So, and it's not unusual for betrayal to change us in permanent ways. It can change our relationship with trust. Some people.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't think it was anything to do with me at all. I spent weeks soul searching that and writing copious number of songs trying to deal with all of that. Check my playlist. It's prolific and dense. But no, I now don't think. But at the time, I did. Oh my God! In my little world of just trying to breathe and trying to put one foot in front of the other every day, trying to like get through every minute, every second, every breath of every day for a few weeks. Took me quite some time.
People don't feel comfortable.
But the trash takes itself out, right? And he showed his true colors, and colors managed to colors flight, and her associate, who shall remain nameless, managed to find the truth, and we exposed it, and that was very empowering for me. Also kicked shit off even further, but anyway, that's a whole other story.
Comfortable getting into
The
relationships
betrayal of it
again.
all.
Some people will say, listen, I wasn't able to build out my career in the same way because I didn't trust people. So it can erode you in so many different ways. Rumination is a key element of this, right? Because we play it out. How did this happen? When did this happen? When I was there, were they actually there? Is that what they were doing on their phone that night? Like, you're on and on thinking about, like, how could they? Or now you might have your own kids and say,
Wait,
oh my gosh.
that reminds me. What about that time when said person released on Twitter in an epic comeback for about half an hour, the messages that Auntie Deb, Jimmy, had sent to Adam the very night before, during my meltdown, absolutely slamming me. What a lovely chap Auntie Deb is. Lovely guy. And within a couple of hours of those messages being sent, not coming to light a couple of months later, like, I spoke to Auntie Deb, Jimmy, the next day. He consoled me about Adam dumping me. Lol. What a fucking snake. The betrayal. Give me a pen and paper and I'll write you a list a mile long of the betrayal just in the last few months. Wild.
Like, this is what my parent did to me. Like, how did they even think this was okay? The rumination around betrayal is probably rumination is a key part of the fallout of narcissistic abuse. We know that, but I think it really gets amped up and amplified when we're talking about the fallout of narcissistic relationships. Obviously, there's tremendous grief because now we've lost so much. We've lost trust. We've lost faith. We've lost safety. We've even lost a sense of now what? Now what happens in my life, especially if the relationship is
Wait.
going to be changed in a significant way.
Would that be like a corn on the cob though? Like, oh no, another way. I'm not sure. Clarify, please, Joey.
And again, there's what I call sort of betrayal contagion. We then start losing trust in everything, right? I'm a classical example of that where I double check things like, I mean, really, it feels like low grade
No,
OCD
not
in
Joey.
that case, like,
Rita.
because I don't trust.
Rita.
And when something happens that upends my trust again, I go right back to baseline, and all my stuff, my symptomatology, call it what you will, becomes worse because there have been enough of those betrayals of trust that I just don't trust people. And so it is. And now for many people who go through that betrayal contagion, your mindset becomes, well, everyone cheats in relationships or everyone lies. I'm not going to trust anyone. You can see how that closes us off from the world. And then there's what I call sort of, for lack of a better term, I'm making this up, is the betrayal reversal. And the betrayal reversal is where a lot of you are enduring a lot of harm. And what I mean by that is when you start to believe, I'm the one who's doing a bad thing by leaving the relationship, confronting them about it, yelling at them about it, saying, I am never talking to you again about it, not trusting them, not accepting the olive branch, the Hoovery olive branch that they try to sort of pass to us, right? Now we flip it. I'm the bad person. I'm doing a bad thing. I'm the one who's petty. I'm the one who's closed
I don't know. I don't think he's got that
you've
kind
been
of
betrayed.
moral compass.
Okay, you're the one who's been betrayed. And now the inner battle is maybe I'm not good. And you feel guilty and you feel pity and you feel like maybe I'm unforgiving. And how many of you have been told you are unforgiving when we know forgiving a person who's a repeat betrayer is actually harmful to you? Read the book. There's a whole section on that.
I'm going to read the book,
tired
Dr.
of
Ramani.
survivors of these
Next.
relationships who get repeatedly betrayed, repeatedly being told to forgive. That's a personal choice. And if you keep forgiving someone who harms you, it's bad for your mental health.
Amen.
So when we get into this betrayal reversal, you feel as though you did the bad thing. You're the bad one. So it's things like, I blew up the family. I'm the one who asked for a divorce. I'm the one who screwed it up for the kids who now have to go back and forth between two houses. You're the bad one, right? That's right, because you blew everything up. We conveniently forget that you didn't just do that for kicks. You did that because you were betrayed and you no longer felt safe. And if I have to say this till I'm 110 years old, I'm going to repeat this. You didn't do the betraying. Okay. So this takes us to that place of moral injury. And in moral injury is the idea that although you were committed to doing a good thing, you feel like you've done a bad thing. We see this in law enforcement, in soldiers. We see it in,
Let me just say, to be clear, I don't think I did a bad thing, but it's, that was the somewhat of a resounding reaction to the bombshell news that Aussie Insider and I et al. Lol dropped about his true self. Wild that we did a community service and continue to, and so many people reacted, recoiled from that. It was, they didn't love it. They didn't love it. And I think it was Colors who said to me when I was like, I don't get that. And she reminded me, and trigger warning here, but you think it was on a much more macro scale, but on a micro scale in a family unit, when someone exposes or tells on an abuser in a family, whether that's sexual abuse or other, and so many times the family unit turns on the victim and rallies around the abuser. Same thing, micro, our situation, macro. Wild. I think it's the same psychology, and that was really helpful, I think, of Colors to point that out to me.
see it in healthcare workers. We saw it during COVID. At the beginning of COVID, healthcare workers had moral injury because they couldn't help patients, right? We feel as though we're the bad one. I'm disloyal for thinking that my mother is a terrible, my father is a terrible person. I'm disloyal because I think my grandfather is this. I am disloyal for walking away from a 30-year relationship. I am being rigid. I could have taken their olive branch. I could have taken their call. I blew up the family.
Hi, Meg. Good to see you.
It's me. I blew up them getting that proposal out at work because I wasn't going to put up with that betrayal. But now I screwed it up for everyone else. That's that sense of moral injury.
Candy's back. Hi, Candy.
And what it does is it takes the self-blame, which is, narcissistic abuse 101. What happens is, and it blows it up into something that we experience at the level of almost post-traumatic stress. It's that severe in effect. And if the moral injury, if the betrayal reversal, as it were, becomes too big, we often will, to lose that feeling, we might give them a second chance. Okay, let's try again. Let's revisit this. Let's do this. So might be able to turn the volume down on we did the wrong thing, but guess what's going to happen?
It was a very helpful analogy.
They're going to betray you again. So now guess what
I get it
to
now.
feel? Foolish. I went back in. So maybe I'm foolish and this is my fault again. You see how the cycle is endless. We've got to house responsibility in the people who are doing the bad things. In a parental relationship, many people feel as though many people feel as though you yourself might have betrayed the parent as a child. So children,
maybe a trigger warning here.
We're told you're selfish, you're greedy, you ask so much of me. Why do you behave like that? You're making my life so much more difficult. Like the child is really told, it's a total role reversal. The narcissistic parent is preoccupied with themselves, preoccupied with their own distress. And when the child is simply being a child, they're basically told they're betraying the parent, right? But that entire gambit, that entire motion is the narcissistic parent betraying the child. So your initial close relationship was characterized by betrayal. And then the different kinds of partner betrayal are all the different kinds of betrayal we've talked about. But we also can't forget about workplace betrayal. In the workplace, you can have your idea stolen. You can have a business partner walk away with the money or steal the idea. You can be subjected to smear campaigns. You can have essential information be kept from you, so you're not even able to make informed decisions, and then the boom falls on you. You can have a supervisor or someone else in the workplace harass you, coerce you, or even worse. You can have opportunities held back from you. So you could be you might have been doing a fantastic job, but the opportunity for you to go up
that's all.
is held back from you because you're helping the narcissistic person so much. Why would they let go of you? You can also feel betrayed by the enablers, who might be the ones who say, oh, just forgive, give him a second chance, and allow yourself to feel that betrayal.
Yes, those enablers, those flying monkeys, those Pollyannas, right? We've talked about a lot of this stuff. Nick, I'm so sorry. That's shitty. That's shitty. The people going, oh no, it's fine, everything's fine.
Betrayal. You might be able to identify that the betrayals are all the enablers are also part of a trauma bonded system, and you might find some compassion for them, but also allow yourself to identify that betrayal for what it is. It doesn't mean you live in it, but it might allow you to sort of experience why there was a loss of safety and a sense of harm in those relationships. But when we're betrayed, frankly, we disconnect from ourselves. We end up abandoning ourselves at those times because we often quickly don't want to see it, and we disconnect from our feelings, our beliefs, our values. And then there's also that sense of, and a couple things I want to say because I know we want to share a couple of other things before we end. We feel like we've betrayed ourselves instead of seeing that they betrayed us. And there's also this issue of injustice, right? Again, too bigger than I can get into here. By definition, narcissistic relationships are unjust. Judith Herman last year wrote a phenomenal book on trauma and healing and injustice, and how much lack of justice can really impede our healing from trauma. Frankly, I think it impacts significantly our capacity to come back from betrayal. Listen, in the ideal story, the person who betrays you can go off with their new person and that relationship blows up because the new person cheats on them. How good would that feel, by the way? And we actually get to get healthy, right? And that's what we want. It's not always what happens, or by the time it does happen, that new relationship blows up and it.
Laura, I think that's probably the best you can do, isn't it? Lead by example. Continue to go to whatever therapy or counseling works best for you as individuals. I got you, psychologist. And not rush any of that healing. Poppy. And each of you might need a different amount of time to come to terms with, and to, you know, and it might be a lifetime of psychology or therapy or counseling. Poppy, for goodness sake, never rush healing. Healing has its own schedule, right? Always. A lot of love for you, Nick, too.
It invariably blows up. So many years might have passed that you have healed, but golly, it would have felt good if that happened initially. But it can feel painful when the family or friends or someone is even backing up, like they're like staying friends with the narcissistic person. That's a betrayal too. So these are not.
My parents decided to, and I quote, "But Lisa, we like Aaron." That's my son's father. "We like Aaron. We want to be in our grandson's father's life." I was like, well, that's nice. He's an abuser. He's a narcissist. He's a nightmare. He's also got a lot of CPTSD. So didn't change him. And they chose him over me, their only daughter, the abused, the victim. Okay, cute.
Not single betrayals, right? These are double, triple, quadruple betrayals. It's never just one. There's a whole system of secondary betrayals that builds around this, right? So let me leave you with a couple of things you can do. You're like, oh my gosh, you're thinking, oh my goodness.
Nick, I think that your wife Beck is very spot on. But obviously, you know yourself, and but your wife would be suggesting that because it's probably the best idea. It might take you a little while to find the right type of counseling or therapy, the right person within that subcategory of therapy. Very could be very helpful. It'll be hard work, but holding on to trauma is hard work too, right? Suppressing trauma, that's got to go somewhere, Nick. Like trauma unresolved goes somewhere in your body, in my opinion. And that stuff breeds toxic shit. I am not a doctor. I am not a mental health professional, obviously. I mean, I'm Dr. Ramani's sister, but whatever, same. I believe, grain of salt, my opinion, I believe that kind of stuff, unresolved stuff, turns into cancer and shit, man. Like, let that shit go. Let it go. Release it. That's kind of like, it's hard work, terrifying, daunting, going to be painful. Food for thought, Nico. Definitely. Last bit of Dr. Ramani.
This is going to be the most depressing Saturday of my life. Not.
No,
Because
we
there
love
are
you,
things
Dr. Ramani.
can do, even when it feels unjust, because the justice here is you are going to heal. But if we make the story about them, is there ever going to be justice? Aren't they going to have to face a consequence? Not really. Life's not fair in that way. But let's stop making it about them. Healing means like, I got to figure me out. They're going to do what they're going to do. You can set a clock that they're going to blow up the next thing too. That's what they do. They blow up stuff, right? They're human dynamite. Yes, they'll find a new person to prey on. Someone one day in its fashion, or they're just going to be the miserable people they are. But what can you do? Number one, keep having that coherent narrative. Allow yourself to create the schema of this. That's not, I'm a bad person, but whoa, this person.
Colors, 1 quadrillion %. 10-10, agree with your aunt. 10-10, would recommend talking to someone. And if it doesn't come out eventually, it goes somewhere though, right? CEG, what I just said to Nick.
Did this, this, and this.
Look at you and Nick being like perfect little two peas in a pod with your little trauma. Not little trauma. Sorry, that sounded really rude. I'm sorry, that was really bad verbiage.
And I experienced it like this. And this is how it affected me. Coherent. Whether you write it down, whether you talk about it in therapy, this is a lot of the work I do with my clients that I've done in the past with them, is we create coherent narratives, even if it takes months. So allow for that coherent narrative to emerge some way, somehow. See what narcissism is clearly, see what betrayal is clearly. It's them doing something. You, again, we're going to come back.
Okay, I'm going to stop to say this.
I'm not a person. I mean, maybe I'll get a next.
So thank you, Rita. Rita says EMDR is a very effective way to face. Wait, did I say that right? Brain. EMDR. Yes, thank God. TLDR. EMDR is a very effective way to face traumatic events and to tackle it head on in a supportive and supervised environment. That's a really nice way of phrasing it. Thank you, Rita. I appreciate you. Chat is Bay. Chat is Bay. Chat is Bay. Thank you all for being here so much. This is a tough one. We're lightening it with music along the way, but we'll get to this little bit. Then we'll do a bit of music. Then we'll do a bit of talking, and then we'll do a bit of goodbye.
You are not responsible for the betrayal. It's a very long necklace. It ended up covering my whole front. But I know I'm saying you're not responsible for someone else's betraying behavior. You can share it. Betrayal and the harm it does to us really, really festers in the dark. I know we can't always talk about it.
Colors, it wasn't the peas in the pod part that I found offensive of myself to have said, like assaultive, really. I assaulted you. It was, how dare you, Lisa? I said, your little trauma, and that's not cool. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
We can't always go in front of a group of people, and maybe the betrayer's still alive and other people will be harmed if we share it. But find the spaces you can share it safely, or even intimate it without giving all the details up. But even simply letting people know, I have been fundamentally betrayed. I see that. And when I've had people do that in my presence, it actually helped me feel more human and less, I guess, damaged. Write about it. You know, I'm a big fan of journaling. Those of you in my healing community, you know, I'm all about the journaling. Care for yourself. A lot of us don't get to get rid of the betrayers. We have to see them at holidays and weddings and work. You have to take care of you at that point more than you usually do. I don't care if that means a little more sleep, if that means better nutrition, if that means breathing, if that means exercising, if that means pleasant distractions, talking with friends, but doing it intentionally, like, all right, I'm going to have to take care of myself if I'm going to have to be in this particular situation. Be aware that if a narcissist betrays you, they're going to do it again. Why? Not to depress you, because number one, I don't want you to keep being surprised. What? They did that again? Instead of, okay, here we go again. Because when you're surprised, you're more likely to pivot back to self-blame and you feel foolish. But if you engage with them knowing like, this person's going to betray me again, so I'm going to make, for example,
Vix, is that like eat a dick, or you mean actually meet? Because both can be good, very good for you, I believe.
If I lived in a place where my window's getting broken every day, at some point I'm going to put bars on the windows, or I'm going to put an alarm system on my house, right? Because like this is going to happen again. And when it happens, you'll be like, okay, I got to replace the window again. That sucks. It does suck. But we're trying to eliminate that surprise. If you can access therapy, especially in the case of more severe betrayals, therapy is absolutely essential. And you got to focus.
Steph, I was going to say, my therapist is Suno, the music app. Thank you so much. Couldn't have done it without you and my idiot savant status of lyricism. Yes. Love, love. New talent unlocked.
Focus on you. Stop making the story about they did this and they did that. Yes, we know. And they're going to keep doing it. How has this affected you?
Oh my God, timely manner.
What has been the impact on you, and how can we break?
Did you walk into my eating a dick comment? Sorry, we're just trying to lighten the load because it's a heavy topic. And we know how we get feral around here. But hi, good to see you. Yikes.
You out of that self-blame cycle. Okay. So now I'm going to share something with you, because you know I'm going to share something with you, because I've kind of got a treat, because what we're talking about is, above all else, I've been telling you today, I've been betrayed. It was actually like kind of awful literally preparing this, because like, let me write down all my betrayals. And then after I cried a lot and had my own sort of awful reaction, I was like, wow, this has really messed me up. You know, I see that. I've come past it, but I also know where some of the permanent scars are.
You know me, Timely.
It's happened, and I'm sure many of you who are listening today. So hearing the stories of others really, really matters. So I'm going to open something up here, which I did not do properly. You know, anyone.
I think this is where Dr. Ramani goes into Spruik City, spruiking stuff. And I will link this in the description box after. That goes with my, thank God, very relevant generic default setting description, because I didn't. Nick,
good for them. I'm happy. But I just want to make sure that I am still held in the highest esteem of the system. It's not a deal breaker, but I'd like to know. Thank you.
We'll just make sure that she's doing what I think she's
doing.
Anyone
who knows me knows that when it comes to Zoom, PhD be damned, I
think that's it. So, chat, shall we have a palate cleanse? A palate cleanse? You know it. This one, I bawled my eyes out today listening to this one. It's beautiful. Dr. Ramani does make it all better. She really does. I'm going to stop that. Thank you, Dr. Ramani. We love you very much. Wait, before we go away from Dr. Ramani, love, 10-10, best. Thank you, Dr. Ramani. You make us feel safe, seen, heard, and supported. Right, chat? Here, speaking of.
Things they felt, well, kind of off, foreign in my space. Not quite sure just who to trust, know which side of their face. Came from left field, maybe I knew the imminent implosion. Universe, my sword and shield. The fuck's this devastation? But then glowing light of opalescence, soft pale pink and rounded, treaded water for so long, now supported, grounded. Sometimes you will catch yourself, realize it's meant to be. Your people there right by your side, together finally. And then glowing light of opalescence, soft pale pink and rounded, treaded water for so long. Here I am, supported, grounded. Where this takes us, hell, who knows? This moment is eternal. Perfection even in the flaws, 'cause water finds its level. Gentle bubble, love and light, draws in serenity, nurtured, safe, and oh so true. Perfect, y'all, completely. And then glowing light of opalescence, soft pale pink and rounded, treaded water for so long, supported, grounded. Sometimes you will catch yourself, essence. Soft, pale pink and rounded. Love and light and levity. Always supported, grounded.
That's a tough one for me to listen to, chat, but it's beautiful, huh? That's my song to my beautiful friends and my beautiful mods, who are my beautiful friends. And it's a tough one still. It's very, very evocative. And Laura, I want to thank you all for accepting me into the fold so easily. Big hugs. Big hugs to you, Laura, also. Laura. Right? Well, how come you're here, Nick? Dickhead. You walked right into that one, Nico. You walked right into that one. It's all right, Nico. We love you very, very much.
It's not a deal breaker, but I'd like to know. Thank you.
So, Chad, are we all right? That was a heavy one, but kind of really helpful, huh? All of these are really helpful, I think. We get to spend time with each other, being a bit silly, but then being super vulnerable, listen to some music, be with friends, a community. That's why, like, that. This is why I do this. This is why we do this. Vic says, always remember you might be on your own and that's okay too. Yes. Not a dickhead. No. I am. That's okay. I'm in charge of I'm the queen of the dickheads. I'm supreme leader of all the dickheads, right? I love it. Yes. A safe space. Nick's like, I just bared my soul too. Nick, but I love you. I could like, dickhead is a term of endearment. I call my dogs dickheads. I love them very much. Not to say you're a dog. Ooh, Lisa. Shh. Zip. So many dick references, and I just got here. There's a theme. Timely manner. Did you see my interview or chat with the Justice Serve TV people? Lovely folk. Linda Kenny Barden, defense attorney for Phil Spector, mind you, in the first trial that was resulted in a hung jury, a mistrial. And Michelle Briand, Michael Bryant, also a practicing attorney, and both from formerly of Law and Crime Network. And they noticed a theme very much that my channel seemed to focus somewhat on sex back, flex back, Mr. Takapina and Paul O'Keefe's crotch. And I was like, no, I'm really not like that. And then I probably, like, I really am. Like, I really am. I am the supreme leader. Really? How dare you? That's assault. Apparently. Nick, no more bearing for tonight. Unless you're in your robe, in which case, bear the fruits of your labor. Yes, love the interview with Linda. It was great. What a segue. Dick to taco. I can. Taco. Can't believe you guys say taco. I'm a dickhead, says Vix. Lots of love and see you again soon. Thanks for stopping by, Vix. Enjoy your day, darling. Your day, your night. You said it's morning there. So yes, we like to cover hard, deep topics. How dare you be mean to Nick? That's my default setting. I love Nick. I show my love through meanness. He knows that. Lol. Exactly. That's assault. So, no, I've wrapped up the robe tightly now. Nick's sulking in the foxhole with colours. Really? You're going to wrap your robe up tightly when you're in the foxhole with colours? Talking about stuff? What, science, physics and stuff, Nick? Or other stuff like spy stuff, coalition stuff? So Shelley says, now I have to go and watch an action movie with corny lines. What, to get rid of the feels of it all? Term of endearment. Exactly. See, you feel me? Timely manner. Sweet. So thank you so much. Wow, the raffle list is short. Y'all on the raffle list. I'll double check it, but I want to say that my notebook is really disorganized, but that wasn't what I was going to say. Last call. there'll be a raffle. Oh, fuck. For one of, I think, 5 or 6 people, the whole weekend. It hasn't been a real good grifty weekend, I got to say. I'm a terrible grifter. Out of 6, 7, almost 13 hours worth of live streaming, I think I've wow, I'm going to have to really do better with the whole grifter thing. Anyway, if you'd like to win something from the Mr. Shorty merch store, shall we look at it one last time because it's so exciting? Yes, let's do that. Wait, what do I do? Share screen. This every fucking time, man. Here we go. Let's start with the funniest of all. If you'd like to win something from the Miss Shorty merch store, yes, we have one. You can go to missshorty.com and use the link to get to the Miss Shorty fourth wall merch store. Or you can Google it and be horrified with what comes up. Look at this. So I'm sorry. Excuse me. Look at this. We have a 69 college jacket because, of course, we do. White. It's pretty cool, right? Look at the pocket here. Look at this pocket. Can you see that? Wait, I'll scroll up the whole thing. I'm terrible at this. Look, it's got the lips of the girl from the Bold and Mysterious logo. It's me, apparently. Lol. My lips are bigger, just saying. Look at that. There's plenty of T-shirts, etc. So if you would, what I'm saying here is, though, if you would like to go in the draw, last call, anything, super chat, super sticker, buy a membership, gift a membership, buy me coffee, PayPal /Camp Shorty. You can choose anything off the website. Right now, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Steph gets 2 because she went in twice. 6 slips in the thing. 6 raffle. That's some fucking good odds. Candy's in. Candy's in. 7. The odds are slipping away. Steph went in again. Steph's going for 3 because that's only fair. Love. Did I miss any? No. Get a wheel like Steve. You know, I did. Me swearing is funny. Fuck yes. I swear a lot. Yikes. Drag races. You'll be camouflaged in this, Nick. This is the only way you'll be camouflaged. Wait. Look at this, chat. We've seen it. Some of us have seen this so many times and it never gets old. Others, first look. Look, if you would like to be camouflaged, Nick, I would suggest you would look great in, I want to say the Camp Shorty ones. That's the most like camouflage, right? These unisex wide leg pants. They got pockets, yes. And you can have a matching. Colors would look super camouflaged. See, unisex, boys and girls, men and women, all folk. But then colors could have. Nick, you could too. You've been working on your fitness at the gym and your flex back stature. Colors could have. Oh, she'd have to have the Miss Shorty pants to have the matching Miss Shorty tank. Yes, camouflaged. Win, 10-10. So check it out. Oh, Laura's in. God, I am a good grifter after all. See? When I put my mind to it, I really can grift. What the duck's in? God damn it, Joey. Can I be Matilda, we might need the grifter merch after all. Pretty cool. So wait. Yes, they are. I've got everybody. Wait, let's play this. Cha-ching. Like I did a last call on it, right? I'll say, oh my God, these things always seem like they're in a different order, and it's mostly my brain. This.
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away. Shit.
Before I wait, I'll show you. God damn it. So there's so many cool things. Like there's mugs, there's stickers, there's pins, there's a dog collar. And second and third prize get either stickers or a magnet. Y'all can choose. So that this weekend there'll be first, second, and third prize. Ooh, what do we do? Wait, I know what to do. I kind of know what to do. Shit. I don't. Here it is. Share this tab instead. So here's our mod squad. This is the website, missshorty.com. But you can go to the missshorty.com and then click on shop and it will give you this link. Can you see that? Click here. Also, if you want to contact me ever, you can click on contact and send me a message, an email, and I'll reply. We can just like be besties and shit. Oh no, there's no feature for dick pics there either. There's your dick again. More dicks. It's all about the dick, apparently. Pokemomo's in. Shelly Pokemomo. It's a good one. Once a month, we'll do a pick anything raffle. And then every other week. So every Camp Shorty. I don't know if I can do a wheel. It seems like it's going to be copying. And I like to be really original. I had a joke about being camouflaged as a tree, says Nick. As I had good wood. But I've decided it's not appropriate. I think that would have been fine, Nick, but we won't go there. Okay, good. It's not a deal breaker. I'd just like to know. Thanks. Okay, thanks. Brit's in. Yes, Brit. Brit's in. That's so exciting. Hot Wheels. Who's Hot Wheels? Nick, you're making me need a good stiff one. With your jokes. We had a road near us, says Laura, that we call Dicky Bend. It had spray painted dicks on it. I love that. We have, not had. We have. This is a current situation, Laura. With spray painted dicks on it, we yell out dick as we drive over them. Pics or it didn't happen, Laura. Don't know where you could submit said pictures, but love to see that. That sounds really fun. How much of a bend? Like a gonzo bend? Yeah, there are dicks that are like that. Just saying. I'll try. Good. Good woman. Good wood, says Nick. An S bend. Yikes. That sounds painful. Oh, the road. Right. What am I doing? God only knows. Hey, we've been live streaming for many, many hours, and it's been amazing. Thank you so much for being here. The last call totally worked. Yeah, well, it did, didn't it? It really did. Now I'm going to be thinking about S-bend dicks, Laura, and this is a problem. There's a real shortage of dicks in general, like not on the planet, but here. S-bend ones? I don't know. That sounds like beggars can't be choosers, right? What we take what we can get, and if it's an S-bend, fine. Like fine. Betrayal. God damn it. Wait, Nick? Colors will see you typing that. Colors can see that. Nick, Colors is in charge of promotions, man. This could be a very wayward and detrimental path to take. I'll never be too old to draw random dicks. Right. Hey, Vixie, good to see you. You came in at the tail end of S-bend dicks. I don't know. What end of the dick of an S-bend dick is the tail end? I'm concerned now. I'm not sure. My weekend is already over. My weekend was over before it began because I live stream all weekend, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I love. Bye, Shelley. Thank you so much. You're in the draw. I'll make the little slips up, ready to draw at the first. I might anyway. Something. Haven't really thought out the details at all. Not surprising, is it? And so now it's closed. Raffle's closed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Steph gets 3. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're still pretty good odds. 1 in 12 is going to win whatever they want. 2 others, stickers or a magnet. Love. Nick, I'm not surprised you'd pull out of joining me. Have a nice night, Pokemomo, Miss Shelley. Thank you for being here. So I think that's it. Do you want to listen to one more song, or are we done, skis? Other than Chatty's Bay, because that's what we go out on. Like, what's the difference now? We may as well round it up to 3 hours, right? Hey, if you missed it, we did a top 10 what the fuck moments in the Karen Reid trial early tonight. Might have missed your number 1 or your number 10 or something in between. So feel free to watch that one and drop a comment in the comment section as to what you think should have been included. It was quite the journey. Bit rusty in terms of having 69 tabs open, and Joey and I working together from opposite sides of the planet with smoke and mirrors, YouTubey shit. Pokemon said the C word. What, cunt? Ah! No, she didn't say cunt, did she? Fuck. Fuck cunt. No. She wouldn't have. I can't imagine Shelley saying cunt. None of us here would say cunt, would we? Nope. Yes, gonna watch that. Steffi tease. Steph waxes back, crack, and sack for a living. She ain't teasing, man. She ain't playing. Actually, that would be a good segue. Here. Steph ain't playing. Neither am I. Enjoy. I'll be back. It's not over. I'm coming back. Love you. Oh.
All kinds of granular. This shit is nuanced. Nothing is binary. Trolled for the last dance. Scrabbling, babbling, lying and spying. Flip on a dime, but still I ain't crying. No, I ain't playing. Not gonna lie. No, I ain't playing. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm just saying. Peace out, bye bye. Waiting and waiting and losing your mind. No, I ain't playing. Fast forward, rewind. Wind it back, it's boring. Yip, hush now. Yawning, not happening. Oh, hell no, get out. One of these days, maybe all's y'all get tired. Campaign manager probably should get fired. Nope, I ain't playing. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm just saying. Peace out, bye-bye. Waiting and waiting and losing your mind. No, I ain't playing. Fast forward, rewind. Dragging so desperate and broilers in drama. Outgrown you, fuck this shit, no drama llama. Esoteric shit, touch some, smoke some. Y'all are so hectic, peace, quiet, karma. Yeah, I ain't playing. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm just saying. Peace out, bye-bye. Fading and waiting and losing your mind. No, I ain't playing. Fast forward, rewind. Endlessly tedious. Haters be hating. Stamp that shit, shorties. I'm outie, I'm skating. Oof, y'all, they had a mission. Trip fall, they still be wishing. Give them something, anything, I'm done dancing. It ain't no thing. Yo, I ain't playing. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm just saying. Peace out, bye-bye. Waiting and waiting and losing your mind. No, I ain't playing. Fast forward, rewind. Endlessly tedious. Haters be hating. Stamp that shit, shorties. I'm outie, I'm skating. Oof, y'all, they had a mission. Trip fall, they still be wishing. Give them something, anything, I'm done dancing. It ain't no thing. Yo, I ain't playing. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm just saying. Peace out, bye-bye. Waiting and waiting.
Oh my God, I had a mental block. Not surprising at all. What's her name? That plays in what's Wicked? Who's that little tiny little poor little anorexic thing that's in Wicked? What's her name? God, my brain ain't braining. She's singing that one. Leave it with me. Particle physics and stuff, right? Exactly. Ariana Grande. Thank you so much. Thank you, Laura. My brain was going. I was typing, going. I couldn't even think of the name of the movie. I haven't seen it. Has anyone seen Wicked? I haven't seen it. Thank you. In your robe, Nick? Are you lying on a pine cone in your robe? Ouchies. You got an S-bend dick now or what? Joey, I got you buying me a coffee. Thank you so much, darling. All the rest sound great. What? Nick, Joey sending me a message. Joey sending me reprimanding messages. I'm in trouble. Offline. God damn it. Thank you all. What chat is Bay? Speaking of, I was thinking Christina Aguilera. Oh, I think it's a bit too. Oh, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Bette Midler, Wicked. No, the movie Wicked. The new movie Wicked that I really want to see. I've heard it's very much like the button. I think I will cry. Let's just say that. But I don't do movies, so it's not even a problem. Hey, thank you so much for being here. The whole Camp Shorty weekend. I love your faces. Chat is Bay. You all give me light and love and life. What a beautiful community we've got. No betrayal here, right? No betrayal here. Nunsies. Enjoy the rest of your evening. It's late where you are now. For some of us, it's but wine o'clock. 4 o'clock, wine o'clock. Buster says, are you getting off this thing now? Yes, Busty, I am. I love you. I'll see you next weekend for Camp Shorty. Peace out. Bye-bye. Mwah. What are you doing out there, Poppy? Bye. Bye. I love you all very, very much.
I love you all so very much. We had a blast just chatting and stuff. Things may have gone bit off the rails. Professional when all else fails. 'Cause chat is babe, so much to say. Emotes and all the caps out. May have been cheese, bit faster please. The time has come, Camp Shorty out. We're skating through all the tough things, learning about this and that, defense motions, prosecution, and narcissistic twats. 'Cause chat is babe, so much to say. Emotes and all the all caps out. May have been cheese, bit faster please. The time has come, Camp Shorty out. Community, just you and me. Occasionally, Buster and Poppy. It's a whole thing, Miss Shorty swing. Together we make each other happy. 'Cause chat is back.